Dope Boyz, Dope Boyz, Dope Boyz in the building. What's up? What's up? What's up? Dope Boyz, Dope Boyz, Dope Boyz in the building. What's up? What's up? What's up, people? Welcome to the Dope Boyz Podcast. This is episode 12, and we have a very, very special guest here today on the Dope Boyz Podcast. The one, the only,
and the host of the LS3 Podcast,
the great and powerful Lucio Sagasta. Woo!
Thank you so much. Oh, you have an audience? What?
They're all around us. You can't see them?
Oh, yeah, I do. Let's see. I have an audience in my room, too, and there's only 2 people inside. And they're, like, talking loud. They're like, hey, get it! They're, like, talking so loud, and they're talking, like, politics and all that. I'm like, gosh, shut up! Shut up! I'm trying to record here. And then they come out. They're, like, outside, so I have the window open and the screen door. So you can hear everything. I'm like, God, Jesus Christ.
Dude, we heard you were a madman. We actually had Michael Guerra on here.
Man, what a great dude!
Dude, we freaking loved him. Like he's so cool. He told us a story about you, which was hilarious because it was during one of the the pre-scares.
The buffet.
The buffet.
Yeah. He's been around he's like part of like the whole group of like pre-scare.
Yeah.
So one time, this is a I mean, I can jump on this like right now. It's so funny. So like in 2021, I was, like I became like kind of a second generation of like the Asylum character.
Oh, right. Yeah.
A Fostel.
Yes.
And I had like a new costume, like my hair wasn't long. It was more combed, and I had actual nice like pale makeup with the scars. It would look really, by the way. Thank you. I really involved it really well with like the makeup artist and everyone else that worked with me as well. But so that year was cool. Yeah, and then it was my plus. Beside that, it was the last year with all my good friends, Aaron Frame, Wyatt, Vi. Was like
the '98 Bulls.
Yeah, the last dance together. We all got to ran together for like the last time before Aaron moved to Texas.
That's so sick.
And it's so funny because he came back like 2 years later. But but we so like there was a time though. So Kyle was our cast lead. So he told us that all monsters besides the same group of monsters had to do pre-scare.
Oh,
they like you have to like you. So they're gonna pick a random monster from all the casts in Ghost Town, and they're gonna just make us do it. And some of us complained about it. We're like, dude, just keep like Chopper, Echo, Virus over there, and keep Michael Guerra, keep David over there, and those groups because they really are the ones that amp the crowd, and they do really well with entertain with people.
Right.
So so they came up to me and they said like, hey, do you mind do you mind going up to pre-scare? I was like, sure. First of all, do you know how I scare in Ghost Town? They're like,
disclaimer.
They're like, absolutely. I was like, okay. So what is your thoughts about that? Even like, so if you know how I scare, why would you think of me being at pre-scare be a good idea? They're like, that's the reason why we want you to be at pre-scare because you're literally gonna like, we don't want this whole thing to happen. We only want our main like couple monsters to stay as like the host.
Got it.
So we want you to go out there and like it not in the exact words, but basically an effect of fucking things up and basically ruin the whole thing. Like ruin the whole thing and make sure we don't want they don't want us to bring other monsters like me or Merrick to like do all this shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So I went up to So I went to the first thing I did. I went to like the first floor, the top floor. So it was hotel buffet.
Okay. The Knott's Hotel.
Yes, I went to the Knott's Hotel and buffet, and I went up there, and and then the coordinator was very nice. She didn't know who I was, and then she was talking to me like as if I was new. I was like, "Woman, I've been here for like about 8 or 9 years." Like I knew what was going on. Like I already knew the whole thing, but but she was really nice. Then I went up there and did the pre-scare, and I really messed up the whole place. I fucked up the whole thing up. Like I grabbed like the skull up there in the corner, and I was like barking at it, like I was opening the mouth, and like I was like, and then I was going under because like I was chasing this kid, and I was like, oh my god, and then I was like, and then I would grab like I'll put the skull on top of people's heads, and then I was like chasing kids, and then one guy came up to me and just that was the father of the child was telling me like, do not do that to my son, and I was like, I just walked away.
Oh god.
And then so the big thing was, the kicker was when there's a salad bar and there was a sneeze guard, and then I went up to like right on top of that sneeze guard, and I hit my head on top of it. Was banging my head, and I ended up like the sneeze guard, like I don't know if it got it got stick to my head, but it lifted up and it like almost flipped over. And their server looked at me, was like, oh shit. Like fuck. And then I right after I left, and then I came back the next week. They were telling me like, dude, that was awesome. I was like, thanks, dude. I was like, I'm probably not going to do that again. They're like, no, we want you to do that again. I was like, oh, God damn it. I'm like, fuck.
Dude. Why did they want you to do that? Like, who was it?
They're like, why do you want me to do this? They're like, we want you to do this because we think this is not a good idea, and we want you to like basically show what you do. Just do what you do.
Right.
And then I was like, are you sure about that? You want me to be myself? They're like, okay, where do you want me to go this time? And they're like, we want you to go to Spurs. I was like, you want me to go to Spurs and go out there and act like how I do on streets? They're like, all right, do I have your permission? They're like, yes. And also Pasa approves it too.
Oh, wow.
I was like, thank you. I will go over there right now. And I go over there. I got cornered by the same person. And then right after I went up there, so it was when I went up there, I don't know if you guys been to like the chicken dinner to pre-scare.
No. Yeah.
So like in the corner, it's like, it's not on the part where it's like remodel, where it's like wooden. Yeah. So in the corner where like the big tables are at, the big round tables, and then the soda machine is right there. So I entered through the back of that, and I went in, and I all of a sudden they saw me, and when Chopper saw me, he was like, ah, shit. He was like, fuck. And then I went fucking ballistic. I remember grabbing a boysenberry pie, and I smushed my face around it. Oh my god. And I had boysenberry pie all over my blindfold, my face, and I was smeared all over it, and I was like, holy shit. And I was scaring I was like terrifying these whole people. Yeah. And then right after, there was a soda machine with like the Coke machine sign. Yeah. And I went there, I smashed my head on it, and then to the point where it got dented. It dent the whole thing, and I was like, oh fuck. And then I was, chasing people around, and so I went in there's a narrow hallway, and then to the other side of actual Spurs, where like, when you're a guest, when you go in, like the entrance of that, and then there's like inside there's like a beer stand, and there's like a patio. So I went inside to that area where everyone was eating. So this is where like people started recognizing like what I was doing, because I went up there and went fucking obviously ballistic, and I started to stack chairs. Oh my gosh. I started to stack like a bunch of chairs that were empty, like that people weren't sitting on. I was stacking them, and then I was like grabbing around. I was like grabbing people's food, eating them, and then And then people were just like, what the fuck? And even like Chopper was like, yo, man, what the hell? Like, what are you doing? And then Echo was like, God dang it, dude. And just Virus just like, just confused.
Yeah.
And these are like the main hosts. These are like vets I looked up to. And they were like, totally just like utterly confused. They're like, oh, like, what's going on? And then after, I would, some guest dropped like 2 devil eggs. And I scared her, and I picked up, I went on my knees, and I ate the devil eggs on the floor, and I was just smearing all over it. And then, this is the one thing I got friggin' terrified of. So I was speed walking to the corner right next to the narrow hallway, and all of a sudden, as I like was about to go in, there was a lady with a big bowl of fresh chili. That I was so close. I was inches away. If I walk another step, I probably would have, either myself or her would have been burnt by chili. I was like, fuck, we would have been beans right now. We would have been fucking cooked. But,
swimming in beans.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was very. Then like Pasta and the rest of them came up. They're like, that was great. I really appreciate that. I was like, I'm like damaging myself here. I'm like, what do you want me to do? And then the next week after, they're like, hey, oh, by the way, when I went to Spurs, they not really kicked me out, but the servers were telling me like, do not do that. Like, don't do that. What? So I like basically thought I was like, I getting myself kicked out.
They don't get paid enough for that.
Yeah, they're like, don't do that. Don't ruin the table. They're like, and then so I went so the next week, and then like Pasta, I saw Pasta, and she comes up to me and she goes, do you want to get kicked out? I was like, yeah. What? I actually kind of was excited for it. And then she goes like, go to a chicken dinner restaurant. Go over there, and then go do your thing. I was like, fine. And then then the coordinator, the same coordinator, guides me over there, and then it was so funny because she went up to Michael Guerra and David, and she goes up to and says, hey, just let you know, this guy, we have a new monster coming in. And they looked at me, they're like, what? like that guy's not new. I think he's been there been there for decades, like for a whole decade now. He's like he's like a vet. And but they didn't say anything. And then they were saying like, you know, just welcome him and everything. And they're like, all right. And I grabbed Michael Guerra. I was like, move the fuck out of my way. I was stacking chairs. And then, by the way, it's a granite floor. Everything's starting to echo. And I'm making sounds. And then suddenly one of the head of securities or lead came up to me and said, stop doing that. I can't have you do that, man.
Oh my
I can't have you do that. And then I thought to myself, all right, I got kicked out. So I left, and I went up to, and then Michael Guerra was like, are you okay? I grabbed him by the shirt. I said, fuck this. And I fucking walked out. And I walked out, and then I'm thinking like, oh, I'm done. I'm done with this stuff. Like, I don't need it anymore. Yeah. And then it was like for like the last, like, I haven't been asked about it or anything. And then then Kyle went up to me, and he goes, boy, you're going to love this. I was like, what did I do now? Bill, I was like, I hope it was like, I did whatever you told me to do. Cause that's why I thought he was going to tell me. He goes, well, I had lunch with the supervisor that runs the whole buffet. And they said that they actually really loved what you did. What? I was like, you gotta be, what? I'm like, after all that, they told me you loved it? They're like, yeah, they loved it, what you did. I was like, oh, crap. I know it's a long, elaborate story, but that's that was how like the whole Michael Guerra like and buffet thing happened. Thank you. I'll be in Oxford Friday. I'm joking. Yeah, good to see you guys.
You
good to see
too, brother.
Thank
Dang,
you guys. I haven't
dude.
seen you guys since Haunt, right?
Yeah.
I know. I'm like right in the middle of seeing. I'm like, oh yeah.
You're the guest, dude. You're our
in the
special
hot
guest.
seat.
I feel like I'm on a
dude.
fucking Pornhub or something.
Oh, I mean, we can.
I'm like,
We can upload it there.
Touch the two men's on two sides. I'm like, this is Dario. This is Day.
Dario and Day.
Dario and Day about to take advantage. Guess who's gonna be on top? Guess who's gonna be on the bottom?
Dalen.
We're gonna high five each other.
High five each other like the Paris Eiffel Tower.
That's what I was gonna say. Beat me to it.
Yeah, the Eiffel Tower, baby.
Dude, I was thinking back. I think I heard it. Oh no, we talked about it. I think on when I was on your episode, your podcast.
Yes.
We started at the same time, dude. 2012, right?
I started in 2013.
2013?
So yeah, I started in 2013, right? So you started 2012, right when like trap became like the head of like
Wait,
what it was.
you didn't do 2012?
No, Arab Frame did 2012.
Okay.
And then Vi did 2011, but I didn't do 2012.
Oh, I thought you were.
Johnny
we started at
Johnny
2012.
Mortar must have done 2012
Because he told you, right, to go audition, and then he bailed on you.
Yeah, that's the whole process how it went. He told me to go audition, and then he told me like, because he saw me on Johnny Moore saw me on a monologue, and to like give it context, I went to San Diego Canyon College, and I was in the same class as Johnny Mortar.
Oh, I didn't know
Johnny
that.
Mortar, yeah. So we were in this acting class, and then we did a showcase. So a couple of us did like play, a scene from a play, and so a
Right.
couple of us did like a monologue, and I happened to do a monologue from a movie called Rabbit Hole, and yeah, so I had to read off this like whole page and a half of like just dialogue about like a man that like was thinking that his wife cheated on him, and but it ended up being him because he's like a psychopath. I don't know what the fuck it was. I was like, I got really,
Foreshadowing.
yeah, foreshadowing something. But like, I performed that monologue, and I remember right after the end of the semester, Johnny Moore comes up to me and goes like, "Hey man, you're," and then also mind you, Johnny Moore worked with me at Target during the time.
Oh,
We worked at the
shit, I didn't know that.
That's how we really met. We really met together at Target because we worked at basically the same time. And then it's kind of cool because we both have the same birthdays too.
Oh wow.
No way.
So we really were just, we're really cool with each other. And he told me, he went up to me and said like, "Hey, you did really great with the monologue. And have you thought of like doing any other acting work?" I was like thinking about it. I'm not sure, but like I'm kind of thinking about it. He goes, well, I work at an event called Not Scary Farm, and I was wondering if you wanted to do that. It's seasonal, it's seasonal time. It's like between Halloween and and he was kind of giving me a rundown, and I only thought like when he told me that I was like very unsure.
Had you ever heard of Not Scary Farm before?
Yes, so this is why I wanted to bring it up. Okay. Because so the first time I went to Not Scary Farm, I went in 2007. I was a junior in high school, and I was fucking scared. I was scared like I couldn't even take. I remember like when I was really into like. Not really into Halloween, but first watching a scary movie was The Exorcist, and I got fucking terrified. And then I was crying in the corner at my grandma's house, and then like all my dad and my tia Diana, they were laughing like they were like laughing about oh, she's falling down the stairs, and then she's like, oh, she's using the cross and stabbing her. I was like, oh fuck, I was like crying, and then so I was scared. I was just terrified of horror things, like horror movies and like other stuff. So like I went to this Halloween event was scary.
Yeah.
It was very like I went with my sister, her two other friends.
They were older?
They're older. My sister was a senior in high school.
Oh.
Yeah. And we went, and I remember grabbing by my sister's shirt, at the back of her shirt, and grabbing her other friend, her guy friend, in the back of her shirt. I was like terrified. So this is during the time when The Grudge and around Beowulf was coming out, and I remember just being fucking scared. Just like I went all the way down to like Ghost Town streets. I was I thought for some reason when I was being clicked, with the gloves, the little clicking gloves, which. Ugh. But like I clicked right from my face, I thought it sparked, and I got terrified. And I was like freaking out, and I was crying. So I I got cornered by a clown at Carnevil.
Oh my gosh!
Like a big dude, and I feel like that could have been Panhead or Sumo. During the time that could have quartered me. I don't know, but it was a huge dude.
I remember Sumo.
Yeah.
I remember when he passed.
Yeah. It was, and then, so I was only, basically, long story short, I was only there for 30 minutes. I was only there.
Wait, what maze did you go through?
None? I never went.
None?
I never went. I was
30 minutes.
I was 30 minutes just walking around the whole place. I was terrified. I couldn't, I was standing, went to the bathroom at Johnny Rockets. I couldn't get out because I was so scared. Because I was looking around, I don't want to get out. And then my sister's like, "There's no clowns. Get out of here, loser! Come on!" And I'm like, "Fuck!" I'm scared. I'm freaking terrified. And then I ran to her, and I'm just I'm freaking out. Then my sister left me over there. I called my mom, and I had her pick me up. I remember she picked me up right in front of the park, and then. I was crying my eyes out. I'm talking about a junior in high school, supposed to be a big boy. I was crying. I was like, "Mom," I was like, "I am so scared." And and then Alex wasn't helping at all. And then my mom was like, "Ha ha ha," freaking just laughing with me. And she's like, "It's okay. Don't worry about it." But she was laughing at me for sure. I was like, "Fuck, damn it, dude." And then that's why I had flashbacks of him saying, but then I wasn't sure about it. I was like, do I really belong there? And then once he told me just try it, just go give it a shot. Mm-hmm. You don't know if he'll be if you don't like it, then just do it for a season. It'll be like a gig for you. Mm-hmm. I was like, all right, cool. And I went, and then I asked him, by the way, I said, "Are you going to be there for my audition?" He's like, "Yeah, just I'll be there." And then also, by the way, when you go for the street side, because when you go in, there is a street line and a maze line.
Oh wow!
So I went to, and there was right where the HR area was at what's it called? Where we do our paperwork, blanking the thing.
The
employment center.
Employment center. So right across from that whole building, we got to go over there. Mm-hmm. So we got to I got over there, and then but they guide us all the way to, I think we were, God, it is such a blur because it's such a long time ago. But I remember the next year we did it at a warehouse area right at by the porch area, right where it was right across from the media area, but I can't remember the building. But it was right when you go to the area where you do pre-scare, the actual pre-scare app. Yeah. To scare, and then there was that if you keep on walking down, there's a whole area for it. Anyway, it's right actually by where 8 Figures 9 was at. It's right across from it. So around that area.
Yeah. They've moved around a few times.
They moved throughout the years. They even had it one year at Paranormal.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
And it was hot as fuck.
I auditioned.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was. I'm like.
And dude.
I remember the time when they had that, and we were able to do rehires. So we did automatic rehires. So we were able to go in. We didn't have to audition. So if you wanted the same role, if you got your performance review was doing good, you can go in there, do the paperwork. I really miss those too, by the way.
Yeah,
it was really nice.
Makes more sense.
Yes,
that's what Dalen's been saying.
Yeah. So I went to audition. I went over there. My buddy was telling me, he's like, "Hey, if they don't give you streets." Which I don't think they will at all.
Johnny's saying this?
Johnny was telling me this. He's like, I don't think they'll give you streets at all. But if they do, if they don't, just go for mazes. I was like, okay. So like, if it sounded like I wasn't just gonna get like a street position.
Jeez, Johnny, you had a lot of faith in Lucio.
Yeah. Then I went to, and then plus, by the way, he texted me saying that, hey, I'm not gonna make it, but like, I want you just good luck, go do your thing. I was like, fine, that's fine.
He wasn't gonna go.
I knew he wasn't gonna go. I was like, oh,
fucking Johnny, dude.
Mm-hmm. So I did the audition, and then I remember Ian Barnett.
The guy with the pompadour?
Yes.
The greaser?
The greaser.
Yes, I remember him.
There. And then, and he, I remember him, like, he looked at my resume, and he goes, because it was during the time I worked at Starbucks, he goes, do you work at Starbucks? I'm like, yeah. And then, me being sensitive, I'm like, yeah. And then he goes, do you, I get those venti caramel frappuccinos with extra caramel, and he had it like around his counter right there. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And he goes, anyway. I'm like, so you're gonna do this? And I was like, okay. So like, I did the thing, and then I got Street Force.
Oh,
yeah, I got Street Force
wow.
out of it. And then I showed Johnny Mourner. He goes, what? I was like, what? It's like, how did you get that? I was like, I don't know. I just fucking did it. I fucking did the thing, and I just got it. And then, it ended up being me being like, I ended up doing Street Force. But it was, for people I don't know, it's like Scare Force, Scare Force, really, that's what it's called.
Oh, Scare Force.
Yeah,
for the streets.
Yeah, you're assigned to a street spot, or a maze. I think now it's like you're assigned to like, it's a different system now.
Yeah.
But during the time I was there, you're assigned to a street position, but you had to do like marketing events. So like you have to go to like the swap meet, colleges.
Really?
Yeah.
Kind of like a nomad,
Yeah.
like in a biker gang or something, right?
I remember going to they had 10 of them, and I only went to 2. Yeah, I went to 2 of them out of the 10, I think. And I remember they had all the list, and I was assigned to Ghost Town Streets, but I was doing all these marketing events. Mm-hmm. So I remember going to like Cal Poly Pomona.
Wow.
And scaring the crap out of like these, and it was those like, what are those things called? I don't. It's been a long time since I was a college kid, but like, it was like when they had tents popped up,
it's like
a fair like a fair in some ways,
yeah. Like a job fair in a way.
Yeah, job fair. So they had that, and I remember going like they would pass out flyers and all that, but I used to scare people. I used to scare kids
in the daytime,
and like kind of like this,
like hot,
like during the sunset came out. So dude. Like it kind of looked like a.
How long were you there?
So I was
like for the shift.
I got driven on the hearse. So I was driven on the hearse during
the Knott's one that they used to have.
Yeah, the one that they used to have. It was a classic. It was so cool. I was in the back seat. So I remember driving over there, and I used to I was putting my makeup on, and then I wore the Party City haunt mask I wore. So it was like fully covering my head. It was just like this dark, had teeth on it. And I was wearing denim jeans, a big trench coat, and a hat. So I look like basically like a knockoff of Jeepers Creepers. Oh, wow. It was like that
like a generic monster.
It was almost a generic Ghost Town ghoul monster. I was like, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea like what I got myself into or anything. I was like, I just did it. And so I went to that, and I remember going to a swap meet, and that was fucking hard.
Really?
Because I went there like around 12 or 1 o'clock at Costa Mesa at the swap meet area. So imagine me sitting there while the hearse is elevated to the top.
Yeah.
And I have barely any shade, and the sun is beating at you in the fall time.
Dude.
Yep.
And I was like, fuck, it's like, it feels like 102.
Just
but really,
slow
it's like
cooking.
Slow cooking me, but it was like in the high 70s probably. And I was just scaring people. I was like slamming the car. I had no way to scare. I was like, I just, no experience.
Yeah.
No experience. I didn't know what was
had anyone like taught you anything or?
No, I was like, I was kind of
under.
like threw me under. And then like, I remember Mark Volger being my cast lead. And Mark Volger was like, I went up to him, I was like, do you have any advice for me? I was like, and then he goes, well, you kind of just have to, it's kind of like do your own thing. It was like during the time. And then I was just doing my own. And then
Mark the King from the Gauntlet?
Yeah,
the
Mark
current
Volger,
King?
Or the current King from the Gauntlet. Yeah,
okay.
he was my cast lead for in 2013. And I remember just seeing, and then I started to like, I mean during the train, like the training at scare school, I got to see everybody and I got to do the thing, but like during the haunt season I had to do like those those events, so I only did 2 of them. And then what was the other, then I remember doing media night, and I remember seeing Miles Teller.
Oh really?
Yeah, I saw Miles Teller, and I went so close up to him. I was like, I remember you in X. Something like that. I was a Project X at the time. I was like, I remember you in Project X. I didn't say anything to him. I was just like, oh my God, it's real. So I just...
Was this before Whiplash?
Is it way before Whiplash? This is when he was...
when he first started?
I think it was before Whiplash, because Whiplash was what, 2013? It got to be that during that time, but like he, which is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Like I have the cassette of it. I had the DVD cassette. That was like that's probably one of my favorite movies to watch. But yeah, it was great. It was just one of those things where I was very I got to see, but
your first celebrity, like seeing,
that's
up
seeing
that
that.
close?
But like anyway, like but other than that, like those are the only events I did, and then I started to get into like knowing everybody, and then that was like my real scare test, like scaring people. And all that. I was like, oh shoot. I remember my first like scare in Ghost Town. I remember doing it in Fog Alley. I had wore black gloves, and I wore these steel toe boots that didn't have the steel toe. I just had the steel toe, like big shoes.
Yeah.
Like all these black shoes. And then I went into Fog Alley, and I saw a guest. And I remember seeing someone just doing like a slap and then like putting their hand out. So I saw him like, okay, I'll try that. And then I remember doing it, and then it was the most muffled sound you can ever hear from a fucking glove. So it was like doing that. You were like, just like, and then have my hand out, and then the guest like passed through me. It was like the worst bomb scares I ever had. I was like fuck. And then I remember myself, I'm like, I fucking suck.
I hope no one saw that.
Yeah, I'm like, I hope no one saw that. I was like, dang it. And then people can tell I was new. And I had a hard time. Like I thought to myself that this was, I felt like, as that first scare, I was like thinking like, this is going to be a gig for sure. Like I'm not getting myself like into, like I'm not going to stay here for a long time. Then I remember making a definitive decision when I went up to when we had our breaks. So during the time at Ghost Town, we had the porch. So I went, sat down, and then Gary Spaz came. This is when I first had an interaction with Gary Spaz. And he comes up to me and he goes like, "That's Ed's spot." I was like, "Oh fuck!" And then I moved my box, and then Ed Cobb comes in, and then he sits down. And he goes, "Hey man," and then I sat down, and then Ed Cobb sees me and he goes, "That's Wilson's spot." I was like, Ron, I was like, "Fuck, hey, Ron Wilson." And then I'm like, again, I had to sit down. I had to move another spot. I was like, that's when I said, like, I'm not, like, I don't belong here.
Yeah.
And then, like, I was having a hard time. Like, I didn't make any friends. So, like,
were they being serious, or were they playing with?
No, they just, everyone had a spot. Like, right. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Like, I didn't want to, like, go, like, well, like, whose spot you think? I'm like, how is this is assigned to a spot? I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
And then, so I remember sitting in the crew's nest, and then the sheriff came by, the sheriff during the time was Andrews, and he hung around with, I remember, like, I think it was Chopper and like Wilson or Ron. And then I think it was like Rogue was hanging around during the time too. And Andrews came up to me and said, like, "Hey man, how you doing?" I was like, "I'm doing good." And, you know, I'm just
Is this your spot too?
Yeah, is this your spot? Get the fuck out of here.
Move it.
Like, move it.
Fuck, man.
Do it, man. That's where like my buddy sits. And then
Jeez.
that's where Merrick sits at. I saw him. So during the time I was like, I'm like, yeah, like, I don't know. Like, he goes, "How do you feel about it? Are you feeling good?" And I was like, "I don't know. Like, I'm kind of like struggling." And he's like, "Yeah, I kind of see that." I'm like, you go, and then, "Do you need any advice?" And he was like, "Can you throw me advice?" And he was like kind of understanding, like acknowledging that I was like struggling.
He sensed it.
He sensed it.
Yeah,
He's
he
like,
could see
"Yeah,
it.
like, but you're enjoying it though." I was like, "I think I am. I'm trying."
Right.
I just don't know where to sit.
Yeah.
I don't know where to breathe.
I don't know everything here. I'm like, I don't even know where to eat. I'm like, where do I eat at? Like, do I have to eat at Crew's Nest?
You got to stand up to
Yeah,
eat.
you gotta stand up and eat, dude. You gotta sit behind the wall.
Go in the bushes.
Can I walk now?
Yeah, so I went. So literally the next week, I went up to the same spot and I sat down, and then all of a sudden a guy comes up to me and he tells me, "Hey, I heard you need a running partner." I was like, "I don't think so, but sure." He goes, "Well, when you come out tonight, you're gonna run with Mia Wiggles." That was Landon Vi Lopez. That was how I first interacted with him.
Wow.
That was how I was first
Vi.
interact with Vi, and ever since we became like close. We were like, we're so good friends to this day. Like, he's like a brother to me.
Right.
Oh yeah. I remember that was the first person I ever like got to ram with, and became.
Did you tell Vi I said hi?
Yeah. Who said that?
That's the your clown character.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know he said it.
I was like, I remember saying that. I was like, I don't recall.
Yeah, no,
I
it
said
was
a lot of things.
You said it to Aiden. I saw a video one time, and
I was like, "Do you know where Jackal's at?" I'm like, "Do you know where Jackal's at?"
By the way,
And he goes like, "Man."
you have the scariest looking clown.
Oh,
yeah, we love.
I feel like I'm gonna get murdered every time I see you.
Yeah,
dude. Last year, oh my gosh, whoever did your makeup in the beginning. Where your eyebrows were like
so that was by Philip. Philip Hernandez did. So Philip Hernandez back then, he did my my first year in makeup. He did my first year in makeup in 2018 when I was the hostile character. So, and he did, and then I haven't had him since, but like he saw me and he was like, "Hey, like, dude, you're bald." I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I'm this clown." He goes, "Yeah, I saw it, dude. It's great." I'm like, "Cool." And he goes, "So I'm thinking like this, like Joker style, like, you know, Jack Nicholson type." I'm like,
dude, that's why.
And then he would tell me to grin to smile.
Yes.
And then he will get the curves right, so you can airbrush them correctly. And he would do like, you know, the eyebrows and the red lips, and everything was cool.
Wow.
And then he made it look like kind of like cracked in some ways.
Yes.
On the,
Yes.
you know, so
Yeah.
it looked realistic.
Yeah.
So it was cool during the time, but like that was when like I was working way later, and then Denise wanted me during the time. She goes like, "I need you to like work earlier." I was like, "That's totally fine." She's like, "Yeah, because you're always here early anyways." But I was like, "Fine." I'm literally, me and Adam come in like at 4:30, and he clocks in at like 5 something. I clock in at 7. So it was just a waste of time for me just to sit there.
Yeah.
And so I said like, "No, I'm willing to start early," because I really loved the early shifts. So that became to him not doing my makeup anymore, to like switching off to now.
I wonder it looked different. Yeah.
That's why I had Jess. Jess was a Jess
is amazing
she's
too.
a great artist.
But that first one, when I saw it, it just really, because I'm like a Batman 1980, the 80s Batman fan of the movie of Jack Nicholson, Michael Keaton.
One of my favorite ones.
Yeah, 88, 89 Batman. So maybe that's what it subconsciously, I saw that and I freaking loved it. I was like, wow,
great.
that's so cool.
Great, like one of like you kind of like see like the precursor of like how, you know, the Joker was, how psychopathic he was, how like, you know, he, even though that it was during that time where it wasn't like how like a Heath Ledger was, but like that kind of gave like a build up to like what now you see Heath Ledger doing. Like now I think no one can top that off. Like Jared Leto tried to do it, but like Jared Leto did this like modern style, like punk rock style look, and it wasn't like the same level as like, you know, how Heath Ledger would do it. Heath Ledger did like a mobster look. Yes, Heath Ledger did like, that's where I got like, so, you know, a lot of people will get inspired by him. And I agree. I get very inspired by what he does. That's a lot of his stuff was like the laugh and like the wiggling around and like stomping on people. Like I do a couple of those like kind of based off that. But I mean, other than I have other inspirations, but like some of that I kind of grab and like kind of use and put it in my style.
Right. It's hard not to, dude. I mean,
it's hard not to, you know. But it was great. It was really, really fun to like, you know, do that character for God. It was you know, I thought it was gonna end at one point, but like I came back out last year and I did it. So
dude,
sorry, I know we're jumping on back and forth.
No, dude, that freaking character, I love that character.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
I got to be a clown my last year of Trapped. I got to play Colosso the clown. And on paper, that's actually, he didn't even have a name. It was just a clown. He was a taxidermist clown, and he was basically he had killed all the animals in the circus, and he had mounted them on his walls, and he had killed everybody in the circus too. So he was using their skin to like make clothes and all these guys. I think this was Gus Kruger's room and character, but there was a sign on the wall of like a circus promo, and it said Colosso the clown. So I named my character Colosso, and dude, I never had so much. I think that was the one year where I really let loose, because that clown, like a crazy clown, gives you a lot of permission. Yeah. And I felt that freedom, you know, just give it my own spin.
I totally agree with that, because as like a clown, like your creativity, I thought like I was I was kind of concerned at the beginning when I got in, because I really loved it. Like I really loved the 2014 era. That was like the golden era of seeing Carnevil.
Who said that? Ryan? Yeah.
Who said that overall?
That was like the overall, like if you want to see like how dirty and homeless how Carnevil was, like that was like Carnevil. Yeah. And Mark Volger was the cast lead for that during that time too. And like that was like where I got inspired and seemed like, ooh, I want to do that. That's like where I want to bring back.
This is where they were in the Browns with the Reds, with the checkers.
And that's a lot of it was inspiration. Like a lot of like, I remember seeing this, I don't know if you guys remember him, but you probably do, but it's a guy named Clifford LeBlanc. He played, I don't know what he played exactly, but he played this kind of like, not ringmaster, but he would have like the same kind of like blazer, like, and then have a bunch of patches, and he didn't slide at all. He wore like just dress pants and dress shoes, and he would have black sclera eyes and just like drooling black mouth, just like it looked like a dead, like creepy, dirty familiar. Clown. Yeah, he was great.
I don't remember him.
He was great. It was like one of the things I was like, holy shit, I'm so inspired. And then I remember him going on the podium. I remember him grabbing a clown podium, kind of design as like Carnevil. He would stand on that podium and he would start giving like speeches. And he would gather like a bunch of people, and he would start giving out speeches. And I don't know what he said, but I was just like struck by him. I was like memorized by the look and by the way he was like walking around. He was scaring people. I remember he grabbed, I think he was grabbing the schoolboy. He would grab him by the rope, and he was like, and he tied around the schoolboy, and he'll grab him around and start scaring with him. So like a dog.
Wait, like another actor, another hot actor?
It was like he had some guy was a schoolboy, which was I think a guy named Dustin during the time, which he was in Ghost Town years later, and I think he tied him up. It must have been him or a monkey, but like I remember him Cliff tying that schoolboy up and grabbing him like a leash, and it would scare people with it. It was like so cool, and he had a patch that had like a shape like an X in the back. It was just awesome, and that's where I was really inspired by him. It was just like that was my inspiration. I was like, dude, I want to bring that evil back in Carnevil, and I tried. I really did that. That's where like I feel like kind of like to get back where you were saying is that like the creativity in that was just huge. Like I never like had my it just broadened my horizon with my creativity. And it opened up so much what I can do. I'm like, holy shit, I could do so much around here besides me staying on the floor, crossing my legs, and like rocking back and forth like a freaking asylum character. Because I can only say so much. I didn't have that much dialogue. And but as it went on, you just kind of build and build and boiled and more and just kind of.
And dude, you're fucking running all over the place.
Yeah, I that's the one thing I always did. I always kept this value for myself. Is I learned it from Aaron. I learned it from Gary Spaz, Vi as well. Is that whenever when you're scaring, go do laps.
Yeah,
I don't care. Yeah. Do laps.
I can't stand still either.
I can't stand still. I'm like around here, and I understand for you too because your guys are just in a narrow area.
Yeah.
Yours is just very small. But like, I mean, I get it. Just take what you can.
Yeah.
And that's where I was like kind of just doing. I was like really just taking advantage of all the places I can and sliding around and during the time last year when I wasn't sliding, I was just like walking around places and like running with Paul, and Paul was like trying to keep up and he was heaving like really bad. I was like, buddy, keep up, come on, man. Yeah. He was like, I can't. I'm like, come on, buddy, let's go. And then, but like I felt bad for him because he was like on a streak with like between Knott and Queen Mary during the time, so it was like really rough for him during the time. But But it was great because I always kept that like to myself. It's just keep on doing laps no matter what. I get it if you want to stand in one place, but don't stand in one place.
But also when you stop, I've noticed when you stop, like you get tired. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you would think you would get tired running back and forth, but like if you keep going and you just.
I keep going. Like I stop. So I stop, but like I stop where
you get cramped up.
Cramped up, or like I start to like I think like okay, I'm in a spot where I could do like something around here. I can scare around. I can kind of do like maybe a bit around here and there. That's the great thing about like especially you guys too. Is like at Goring 20s. It's like we're very fortunate that we can do like a very abundant amount of bits.
Yes.
Around there, like you guys have a huge amount of dialogue you guys can talk about in the 20s,
right?
Like us, we can talk about during the time last year where it was like very modern, and we can talk about pretty much anything.
Yeah, literally anything.
Yeah, about anything. And then I can it's kind of cool because we could banter at people too. And I'm me being the boss. I was just like, holy crap! Like I could do anything. I was like. Whatever, like I can banter on people and say anything, so it was awesome.
There's no time there. You guys don't have like a year you guys are stuck in. You guys could just
what do you mean?
Like like we're in the 20s.
So it was.
Well, you're just in the now, aren't you?
Well, during the time when it was Dust Bowl era, it was like gotta be the 40s or 50s, I think 50s or 60s. I'm not sure.
30s?
I'm not sure really. It was gotta
Dust Bowl's in 30s.
Yeah, like Dust Bowl era. It's gotta be around 20s, that 30s. Time. But like I was during the time where I was just like like we had to keep to a certain timeline.
Yeah.
But we really had to like make sure because we we're in new color palettes, and this was a second year because of the new color palette. We kind of get an idea what's going on. And we were thinking like, hey, so what do we like? What timeline is this? So like, it's modern times. So you guys can say whatever you want. Yeah. So I really was because it kind of gave me a leeway to like kind of banter at the kids more.
Yeah.
And especially when the kids were just rambling on you.
Yep.
And saying the new Gen Z stuff, and I'm like
6, 7.
Yeah, they're like, oh, my son is 6'7", and then
see, but you can reply to that. See, like for us, it's kind of like, fuck, man.
The worst one was the arrest me, daddy. I was so,
oh my god, yes. Yes.
We were getting that a lot.
Hey, I was a cop, so you could imagine how many times I heard that.
Oh my God. So like
I forgot about that.
I remember had a kid doing that, like a teenage boy come up. He was about like, he's got to be like fresh out of in high school. So awkward. Coming up to me and going like, arrest me, daddy, arrest me. And I tell him like, the only person that's gonna arrest you is your mama. And then I something like that. I said that to him. And then and then people were saying like, dab me up. It's funny.
Yeah.
Because I would do it. So they were telling me like, go dab me up. And I would do it. And I would put my hand under, so they will have their hand on the other side, and they will like fall over. And I'm like, they're like, "Oh man, you didn't dab me." I was like, "I don't want to do that, dude."
Yeah, I would just tell them, "I don't know where your hand's been."
Yeah, I don't know where you am. I was like, and then, or I would just tell them like, "No, I don't want to do that, dude." Like, no thanks. So I would just, like during that, it was kind of giving us free like creativity to like do those things to like, to a limit, of course. So.
Yeah, because I did notice a lot of the clowns were like, there was like a 60s girl, there was like a 50s or
everyone had jobs basically.
So you guys focus on jobs.
So we basically were on jobs. Like everyone had a job, and I was the head of during that time. It was I was the boss clown, which was a big role. It was a lot of pressure.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. And so like during that, but like when I was in the Dust Bowl era, I was like this homeless, split personality guy. And I just was like, we were all homeless, so we didn't know what to do. And then the only person that was like the top was the boss clown, which was which during the time I went in was Mark Volger. And then that guy is barking shit.
Barks at the same thing every fucking day.
Is that
hey Maggie?
You should see a reflection.
Maggie, come here.
It's the fucking chlorine thing.
Oh, the chlorine. Oh, you smell it. You're like, this smells something.
Or the filter, whatever that is.
Ooh, it's strong. Then, but like during the time it was Mark Volger. Then I think later on it was like the second year was Reggie Palmer.
Oh yeah.
Reggie Palmer. Yes. So like it was, we couldn't do much, but like I was, you do the best you can with that character. But till I got the boss clown, and that was a lot different. It was weird. It was really weird. I don't know if you want me to like go further with that.
Big boss with little money.
Little money.
Dude, I got your message with your little dollar bills. I was like, what? What did he say? Look.
What the?
Yeah.
They were so tiny, dude.
I have that $10 bill saved because I don't know where to give it to. I figured I'd give it to someone. I'll give it to you guys.
Lucio would sometimes pass out little dollar bills.
I'll give out little dollar bills to everybody, and I will have a stack full. So during the time, I had
Yep.
So I didn't know what to. Okay, so can I tell you like how I got it?
Yes.
Like how I got it and everything. So I came off a very, very stressful 2024 year in Ghost Town. I was a different character. I was the illusionist. It was just
really
it was a very rough time for me because I was like I had a character in mind, and there was just more and more things. I could talk about that later if you guys are willing to listen about that. But it was rough. It was rough, and I was telling myself, like I thought about it, and because in my second year, I thought I was already done. I was already gonna be done with this this clown character. That's why I ripped off like the blazer, and I there was a couple people that were kind of being done at this point. I think Jasper, she was going to like somewhere else, and like a couple other people were gonna be gone. So
you're like, I'm not coming back.
I was not coming back. And then I, thinking about it more and more, I was thinking like, oh, I still have like more creativity. I have more things going on. I think I have more things to like put in for this character. So, and that's where I said, I'll give it a shot. And I didn't want anyone to think that I was like coming in because I had just a bad 2024 on Ghost Town. That wasn't the point. I just wanted to come back because I was like, I can do something with this.
Right.
I went to a different direction. So I knew about the new color palette, and I knew about, everyone had jobs. So I was thinking like, okay, if I come in, I'm going to do this color, this kind of change, all black, red dress shirt, tie, black tie, and patches and all that stuff. But like I was gonna become a lawyer. I was going to be a lawyer because, so to give it context of reason why I was a lawyer. So my last year I think it was the last week, I found these 3D glasses. I don't know how I found them. I think it was Tyler and Alex were there. They were big fans. They're like huge, like fans of Carnevil. They always come there and they sit down by the planners at Midway always. And I think they gave it to me and they're like, we found these 3D glasses. And I was like, cool. And I wore them and I would wear them the whole night.
Oh my God.
Sometimes.
I've never seen that.
And I remember on because I do remember because I remember on Halloween, people were dressing up.
Yeah.
And
dressing up on top of already dressing up?
Yeah, always dressing up. And I remember going up to, I saw like a group of people and I saw these two girls. They were wearing orange jumpsuits, prison jumpsuits. And they had the number in the back and everything. And I was scaring them. I looked at them. They were terrified, actually. And I saw them. I went up. I was wearing the glasses, by the way. And I looked up to him and I yelled out, "I'm your lawyer!" And I just ran up to him, scared him, like, "You're about to go to jail." I was like, "I'm your lawyer! I'm your lawyer!" And then I was just scaring the crap out of them. And then they came back again and they saw me, like, "Oh, hell no." I was like, I'm your lawyer!" And then I kept on doing that all night. I was like, "I'm your lawyer! You're about to go to jail." Then that's why I thought of it. That's why the whole reason why I wanted to become a lawyer, because if I did that, I would not say it just like that, but like I like this thought of becoming a lawyer. So
wait, that was the first year.
That was that was my last year in Carnevil.
Well, that's when you thought it was going to be your last.
And my thought it was going to be my last. So my second year. So when I went to auditions, I already had that idea. So I did the slider audition and everything. By the way, I didn't pass. It was fucking stupid.
You didn't pass the slider audition?
John Fossmeyer was really rough on me, dude. I was like, whoa. I never passed like 11, 12 years.
Hey, we met him for the first time. Huh,
Yeah.
He was cool.
He's an awesome dude. I thought he was a great pick for doing the slider auditions. He's just a great slider. He's just a great monster overall and a nice dude. Good person, yeah. Yeah, good person. And then, so I didn't pass, but like I didn't find out till later, which sucked. But so when I did the slider audition and I went up to Pasta and Billy, and they were like, "Hey, so you want to go to Carnevil?" I was like, "Yes." They're like, "You don't want to return to Ghost Town?" I was like, "Absolutely not." And then they're like, "Okay." So I was like, I know they have occupations and everything. They're like, "Oh yeah, they do." So we want you to do the same character, but we want you to become the boss clown. Oh. And I was like, "Excuse me?" I was like, "Wait, what?" I already knew right away. I was like, "Wait, what?" They're like, "Yeah, we want you to become the boss clown." I was like, "Wait, I'm confused. You want me to change my character?" They're like, No. We do the same thing as you do when you were in Carnevil. You're just gonna be the owner of the clown. I was like, "You just fucked up," because like I was like, "Holy shit!" And it was so pressured on me. I was like, "This is a big role," and it was like the highest in the hierarchy, and that's how I thought of it. I was like, "Oh shit, I don't know." I'm like, "I don't know what to do." I'm like, "What, people don't like me?" I'm like thinking like a lot of these thoughts, and I was like, "You know what? I'm just gonna do my best." And I thought of it of a way. Like the best way I thought of it was Michael Scott taking over Carnevil. It was like that. That's the way I was thinking about it. Yeah. It was just like pure fucking chaos with this man just being out of control, just inappropriate, freaking just demolishing everything. It was real. I'm like, go ever do it wrong. Let the asylum, let the insane run the asylum type thing. So like
dude, can I pause you there real quick? I love the way your brain connects things
and how you find inspiration from things and how you evolve your characters.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was a lot of nootropics. I take a lot of nootropics, and I take creatine. I take a lot of like NeuroGum. I'm set. I'm fired.
We should all be taking it then.
Yeah, I think you all should be taking it.
Especially the NeuroGum.
The NeuroGum is great. I love. Oh, brother.
Wait, dude, if you take the creatine, are you drinking at least a gallon a day of water?
Oh, fuck.
Because I heard you're supposed to drink
a gallon. So you're taking creatine. If you're taking like 10 milligrams, you have to drink water because you're building up a lot more water gain on it. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot, and it's 40 milligrams of caffeine, I think. You have to open on this.
Oh, got it.
Do you hit your goals of the water every day? If you start taking
I drink a lot of water.
You sure?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, please. I drink a lot of water every day. I'm especially when I work out. I'm taking about 5 milligrams to kind of like keep myself down from the water weight.
Yeah.
So I was doing like 10, 15. And I was like building up a lot of water weight, and I was
Thank you.
I was no problem. I was huge. I was like blob. Like
really?
After this year, I was like, oh God, I feel so fucking fat.
Oh my gosh.
Fucking just my stomach was all weird. I was like, ugh. So I cut down to 5 milligrams. So I just, but so like I was like, I had a lot of pressure, but like going back, I was like, I had a lot of pressure on me. So I thought of like the costume, everything came in like basically in fruition. And I thought of like, okay, I need to make this like boss clown like outside, like way outside of like what Vulgar did, Reggie, and Rick did. Rick was the Rick Strawberry. Uh-huh. Rick Strawberry was because he was a boss clown the year before that. And I told him, I was like, hey, I remember messaging him like, hey, did you know that I'm taking the boss clown role? He goes like, yeah, because I'm not coming back, bud. I was like, all right, cool. I was like, that's all I got to know. I'm like, that's fine.
Thanks for not coming back.
Thanks for coming back. And I was like, dude, I had to ask him advice. I was like, dude, tell me everything, the rundown and everything. He gave me the whole rundown, how to feel about it.
That was cool.
What to do. And,
that's awesome.
And then it was cool. So like I thought about like I gotta make this like something like just cool and but chaotic. And so I thought of the first thing I thought I was like I gotta get sunglasses. And I remember finding out like I gotta find something like similar to the color palette. I was like, I found red sunglasses on Amazon. I was like, I'm gonna find those. There were those like goggle, like little round shaped glasses. I was like, I'm gonna wear those. And I had to wear them. I remember wearing them, kind of get a feel of them at a festival, and I was like fucking dizzy. I was like, whoa. I was like, holy shit. It was like everything was red. Yeah, everything was like pure red, and like the sides and everything. I couldn't see anything. So I wore that. And I remember just doing that. I'm like, holy shit. So I got that, and I was like, hey, the boss clown, it's got to deal with like money. And money is just like, what if I just like did like a money mobster, like money laundering thing? I was like, what if I do that? I was like, okay, well, I know in Goring 20s they have like money, but it's like sprayed in blood and everything, or they just like have their own like 1920s like money dollar bills or whatever.
It wasn't really 1920s.
I don't know what it was. I was like something like that.
Never was.
It never was. No one.
Like something like that.
No one fucking did it.
I found the actual money from that era, like the fake money, but I didn't want to spend like $45 or $25. Right. You know what I mean?
Right. I was trying to find the most like, the most like, what, like not too expensive, just like, enough for me to like, okay, I'll get this. Yeah. So I was like, well, I can't give out like real money because if I can't give out fake money that looks real because I know guests are gonna like think that it's like real and it's gonna cause like conflict. Right. So I was like, what if I just went a little smaller?
A little smaller.
I was like, went a little smaller.
A little.
And I went to look on I was looking for money. Like I went on Amazon. I typed in like fake money. And then I looked down and I saw these small dollar bills that were meant for like ornaments for Christmas, for Halloween and everything. I was like, oh fuck, I can do that. And I got them in a little clear pack, stacks, like it was separated by 20s, 50s, 5s, 1s, and even hundreds.
Wow.
And then I got them, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna pass these out from the end of the night. Didn't know what to do with them. I was like, hey, Mike, you got to think of something. Yeah. So that's how, and I remember like I gave out one to a regular that comes by, and I ripped out the mic, but I was like stressed out. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I'm like, here you go. All right. Go, I'm like, have fun. Here you go. You're gonna do a job. I'm like, go have fun. Go buy something. Go like buy the car. Like I told them that if you buy something from the carnival, they're like, what if I was like, what do I buy? I was like, go buy something around the concession stand. Like, because if you buy it, the money comes back to me, type thing. So I was like, because it does a cycle. And then they're like, oh, like money laundering. I was like, sure, money laundering. Yeah, let's go do that. I'm like, cool, let's do that. And then so I that's how I was thinking of it. And then later on, that's when like I started to think like, oh, I gotta do this I gotta broaden this out. And that's when I started to
take it international,
and I started to do it talking to other guests that come by, the regulars that come by, and I started telling them like, you got to do a job for me.
Oh, that's
and
great.
like, you got to go up to these people and then tell them to do this thing, and if they do it, give them a $10 bill, and I'll give you more money if you come back. And then if you say if you did the job, I'll give you more money. So that's where the whole thing with you.
Yes.
Can I say it? Okay,
message received.
So I went up to this one group. I didn't know what their names are. I wish I knew, because they were really nice people. I went up to them, and they came up to me, and they're like, "Oh, do you have any money?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm actually, I have a job for you." And I was like, "Can you do a job for me?" She's like, "Yes. I want you to go to Goring 20s." The little boring 20s, I was saying boring 20s or whatever that place is, that 20 of era, and then where the mobster people are, and then those little flute singing people, like those just making up stuff. And I'm like, I want you to go up to the officer named Officer Crisscroft, and they're like, Officer who? I was like, Officer Crisscroft. I was like, I don't know how to pronounce it. They were like, I want you to go up to him and say, how many licks does it take to lick a baton? And then if he says the right number, if he says the number 10, I want you to give him the money, and then if you come back, I'll pay you double. And then they're like, got it. And then it took them like literally like 2 hours.
Yeah, I remember people coming through and they're like, where's Officer Crisscroft or whatever you told them. And I was like, I don't know.
It's Christoph, damn it.
They're like, I was like, and then I was like,
first off, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, and I did, and then it worked, and I did it like a few times with them, and then all of a sudden John comes up in the backstage and he goes, "Can you stop doing this thing?" I was like, I told him I don't know how many licks it take to lick a baton, and I made up a number, and then they were like, "Fine, here's your money." I was like, "Fuck." They were like, he was so stressed out. I was laughing my ass off. I was like, this is fucking great. Then I was like, oh, I gotta do it to some other people at Ghost Town. So I went up to one of the guests came by. I think it was Hector's girlfriend. Hector's girlfriend, Zendaya, or I don't remember her name is, but like the mobster, the mob boss.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So I went up to him, and I said, "Oh no!" I went up to his girlfriend came up to me and said, "Do you have any money?" I was like, "Yes, I actually have a job for you." I was like, "I need you to go to Ghost Town. I need you to go up to the woman named Clementine, that's played by Emma, and I need you to tell her, hey, Emma, hey, Miss Clementine, can you do the Clementine dance?" Like the hammer time. And I said, "Can you do the hammer time, do the Clementine dance?" So if she does the right Clementine dance, you give her the money, I'll give you double. And then so anyway, they went back, and then they're like, I did it for her, and I was like, all right, cool. And then I just gave her double the money. And then I had a bunch of people asking me, like, started asking me like, hey, I heard you have money. I heard you have small money. Like, they found, like, it started to like people started hearing about it like later on, and they were like telling me like, do you have any more money? I was like, and then there's this during a time when I was like out. Holy shit. And that was then I what? That's how I woke up today. Yeah. But like then I just went up, like people were asking me money, and then I just started to like give them money. But there was during a time when I didn't have money, and I was waiting for it to come by on Amazon. And then I was like, I had to pay my own employees today. I was like, I can't do it. Sorry. I'm like, I'm all out of money today. I'm all out. I'm like, can't give you any money. And then I told them, they were like, oh, of course you have money. You're the boss. I was like, I'm broke. Don't touch me. I'm like, dude, I'm broke. I'm broke, motherfucker. I'm broke. And then I ended up like eventually giving money. I had stacks of money. I just was like giving. Then people kept me them and all that stuff, and it was stupid.
It was a great choice, dude. A great character choice. Great. As a great Stella Adler once said, in your choices lies your talent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Great quote. Quote. Yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to do, and I got to, do the things. Like more creativity came up. Like I got to work with like Paul this year at. I haven't got to actually work with Paul as a tag team, and like he became my assistant.
Who is Paul? What
Paul
character?
Vertigo.
Oh,
Paul Vertigo from he was the ref.
The ref,
the referee. Yes. Okay. So it was funny because like people were, like people think like you have a bodyguard or somebody with you as a boss clown. So I was trying to explain to them that I was a boss clown because like people knew who I was. Like people knew like as the character, the year before that.
Right.
They're like, oh yeah, you're the split personality guy. I was like
the monsters knew. We knew.
Yeah, the monsters knew, but like the regular guests knew.
Oh, some of them too.
Yeah, because they were really excited that I came back. They're like, oh my god, I'm so happy they came back.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, they were. I remember this. It was so awesome to get. I remember this artist named Sally. She with her husband, I forgot her husband's name. I totally forgot. I'm sorry, but like I remember like the first week, she saw me, and she saw me. She was really excited, and then she goes up to June, my heart coordinator, and she goes, "Hey, do you mind if you give this to the clown over there, the boss, or that one guy, the bald-headed dude, Pitbull, whatever." I was like,
Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah, Mr. Worldwide, or whatever. And they're like, yeah, can you give him this?
Die.
And then there was a brown paper, was backwards, and had nothing on it. Then June was like, "Hey, this is yours." Some lady named Sally gave it to you. I flipped it over. It was an art piece of me with a knife.
Oh,
yeah, written in pen, color pen. I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. And she was just saying like, dude, we're so happy that you're back, and we're really excited that you're coming back as this character. You're just doing so great. We're a big fan of you. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
I think I've seen that picture. It was really
yeah,
cool.
I remember seeing that too.
Yeah, it was like made my heart like just fell. I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then, but like, like it was hard, but like, anyway, it was just really hard for me to like explain to people what I was doing. They're like, what are you? Like, what do you do? I was like, I'm the boss. I'm the boss clown. They're like, oh, okay. Like, all right, okay.
Okay, next.
Yeah, they're like, all right, next. Yeah, do like, then, so the one time, I had one other guest that was saying the planners, and I came up and just like did a small interaction, and they were like, so what are you? I was like, I'm the boss clown. I'm the owner of this carnival. And they were like, oh, so who's your bodyguard or who's your assistant? And then someone yelled out, I am. And it was Paul Vertigo. And I looked at him, I was like, all right. Yeah. All right, we're fucking gonna do this. And then we like always talked about what we're gonna do and what we were gonna like banter at people, and we just like were running together nonstop, and just like, and that's basically how we won Tag Team of the Year. It was like one of my first tag team of the year when I got it.
Congrats.
So, yeah,
dude.
fun.
Congratulations, man.
Oops. Yeah, it was a lot of fun though. It was a great time. It was like probably one of my favorite years in Carnevil, besides my first one. It was just, bringing that back and doing a different character, and it was so different.
And you guys have a badass soundtrack. I'm so jealous.
Yeah,
I'm so jealous.
What's the difference now? What's the soundtrack?
They have like 4 songs.
You have like 4 different
original songs?
Well, one is Rob Zombie.
Oh,
yeah, Rob Zombie. Oh yeah, it was Dracula.
Yeah,
Dracula. So we would bob our heads during
Yeah, dude.
It's
yes.
I'm so jealous, dude. We're stuck with that fucking one that gets louder and louder as the night goes on.
Then oh, dude! Every time I walk backstage and when I go back
so
to
loud.
Western, and then you hear it all the time there, and you hear the fog. You see the fog rolling, and you go. I was like,
God.
Jesus Christ!
I was
like, I'm sorry, you guys.
new?
I'm like, you guys got to deal with this shit.
But like, it gets louder.
It gets louder and louder. I'm like, holy crap!
Especially when you close. Oh my God, it's when it's at its loudest.
Yes. Do you have the white bag, by the way? Is that their white bag? Oh, is it right here? Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up my 0% beer.
Okay.
Yeah, my 0% beer.
Dude, congrats on your sobriety.
Oh,
dude.
thank you so
Yeah,
much.
dude,
Yeah,
that's
thank
so
you.
freaking cool.
I was I did not want to make I wanted to prove people that way they don't make it think I'm lying or anything, but you can guys kind of see it 0%. But
yeah, we're gonna go ahead and confirm that it's not alcohol.
here you go. You can
Non-alcoholic beer.
It's a little nice way for me to like relax and like just I drink those. They're 0%.
What is it? 0.0% alcohol
yeah.
free.
0%,
Wow,
0%.
that's cool.
Yeah, 0%.
So it's cool that they make that.
Yeah,
It's mainly just the taste then that you get out of it.
it's alcohol free and it's cool. Like they make it for Guinness too, and they made it for Michelob Ultra.
Yes, Ultra has it too.
Ultra. So I'm really glad that they're doing that because it makes a lot of people that are just like they're not really drinking anymore,
Yeah.
but they want to like feel like they're they want to
They want to be like a part of it.
be part of it.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I can be part of it. We can be part of it and snap a beer and not be drunk. And,
Right.
we can watch the other people get friggin' hammered. I'm like,
Yeah.
I remember those days, dude. I remember those days.
Dumbism.
I'm like, I remember those slosh days where I didn't remember nothing. And I woke up on my bed and I lost my phone. I'm like, that's all I feel about it. But yeah, I really appreciate that because I just didn't want to make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
I was trying not to make it so elaborate. I didn't want me posting on the sun and smiling and just like be like, it's 1 year for me, like
Holding up the one?
Holding up the one. I'm like, here you go. Like,
Next year it'll be the
yeah. Thank you, God. Thinking like that. I was like, I want to, I came through struggles, ups and down, but I didn't want to make a big thing. So I just, I thought, which was like kind of like me making a 10-minute video of myself saying what was my last drink or how would I feel and what was like, it was not a need, it was a necessity for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I didn't want to tell anyone. It was, it was kept it private for quite some time, and because I'd done it so many times, and now I'm here. I'm just like I'm enjoying it, just having enjoying my life. I'm much more clear. I have much more of a mental clarity than ever. I don't feel like shit mentally, physically, or it took a toll on my life. I don't even know if you want to go that deep, but like
it's up to you, man.
Yeah, it's just like it was like a toll where like I had lost like because I lost my mom and my dad. So that point where I had a very deep down, like I was drunk, I was like drinking a lot just emotionally because I just didn't like my lifestyle. I didn't like the way I was like I was regretting a lot of things, and then my demeanor changed when I was like drinking. I was just slob. I was just a slob, and I just didn't like myself. So later on, I just that was that point where I needed to. I was 34, 35 years old, and I said, you gotta do it, or else you're just your life is gonna turn into shit. So yeah that's where I did, and Here I am. Yeah, I actually was really serious about it. So it's great. Yeah, I go to therapy for it, and I work out very hard, and yeah, I do sometimes do jujitsu over it too, you know.
Heck yeah, dude. That's a great therapy right there.
Oh, God, it's such a great therapy. I'm a lot nicer. I'm like a lot nicer when you go around
Isn't
people.
that crazy what that does?
Yeah, it does that to you. I'm like, oh.
You got to get it out, man.
Yeah, sometimes like that dog. But like,
she's like, I need it.
She's like, I need jujitsu. I need to grapple somebody. Give me a chokehold right now. Give me, I'm out. But like, yeah, it felt really good just to like actually like be consistent and be like have the momentum and not to lose focus. Cause I over the times I was trying it, I lost I let a lot of my emotions get to me, a lot of my past, and a lot of people were just kind of like, talk down on you about because of your past and how you were. I was just like, fuck, this is like, and I thought this was like my life. I thought literally this was like the life I was going to live, just a, degenerate alcoholic, just keep on, drinking till, your body is dead and, all that, you give it up. And, but I didn't, I thought like, there's always a chance, and I think everyone should have a chance over that. There's always, we have much more resources.
Yeah,
we do. We have much more resources, and we have more. There's a place for it, and I think we're just. I was very glad I was able to take advantage of therapy. I was taking advantage of like more time at the gym, and
good for you for doing that though. Because a lot of people don't do that.
No, I was very. I think the one thing I was very not doing was being very honest.
Yeah,
I was honest about it, but I was not being very honest. I was
like saying, to yourself, you're honest about, but not in your actions.
Yeah, not in my actions. I was like, oh yeah, I have a drinking problem, or like, and then I'm like, no, I'm like, I'll still go to bars and hang out. I'm like, fuck you, fuck all this, like, but like all that stuff. But like that's when I told myself, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm like really just destroying myself, and I'm having a problem. And then I remember my go Dodgers, but like
fuck the Dodgers.
Oh, that's what she's writing. Oh,
Dodgers. The score.
Oh yeah, Los Dodgers, baby.
Dodgers. Is that the Angels?
Angel and Dodgers. Yeah, Angels are 0, by the way, as always.
Wee! Damn, I remember that day. I saw that like way back in 2016. It was like crazy crowd. But yeah, anyway, sorry. I was just like, I really just took advantage of it and took advantage of like what I had. And, I just hated to like, to deny the fact that I was having a problem or what I was going through with my mental health.
Yeah.
It was a lot of my mental health issues. So I took care of it, and, I evolved so much better. So it was just being honest and taking accountability, and and then change, course correcting, make sure, to turn your life around, basically. So
and sticking with it,
staying the momentum. That was the one thing. I would just like stick to the momentum, like keep on going. Yeah. I don't know what it was. Like I told on the video, I said I don't know what it was that made me keep on consistent. Because like usually in the month or two, I would stop. Yeah. I would just like stop and like be too comfortable. Mm-hmm. And I realized too, it was just like more of, it was insecurity. Mm. It was like, I remember this one guy was on a podcast was talking about, he's a poker. He does poker. He does like serious poker playing in his free time. And it's like he's a CEO in this huge company, but like he talks about like how he was so insecure when he was playing poker because he always found the easy way out. Mm. So it kind of like resonate for me a little bit that I was like, oh yeah, like I'm so insecure of myself and I found the easy way out, and I was too comfortable with that turning around and being that comfortable side.
Yes.
So I think
you gotta get out of the comfort.
Yeah, I think that's what I needed to do, is just get out of the comfort zone and be having this discomfort, for a while, and being like, you can't have a drop. You can't be going out to bars like that. You got to be in a very more positive area. So that's why I kept on going, and I did, and And now it eventually over time, as I got months and months later, I felt more comfortable, and I felt like people were even telling me like, can I even drink right in front of you? I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Do it. I don't give a shit. I'm like, go drink whatever you want. It's not going to hurt me.
Yeah.
It's not going to make me freaking scratch my neck or anything, shake my leg. But I was like, I was fine. I was doing really good with it. But yeah, other than that, I keep on elaborating. But yeah.
No, a lot of that,
man.
No, that's amazing, dude. We're happy you got the help and you helped yourself. But a lot of that stuff comes from unresolved things that you didn't realize were there, and then started kind of manifesting themselves in very negative ways. And then all of a sudden you're like, where's this coming from? You finally hit those moments. Well, you know what? Some people never realize that they have a problem, and they just go throughout their whole life
one thing too,
thinking everyone else is the problem,
Yes.
pointing fingers and blaming the world,
Yes.
and hating the world.
That's where the insecurity comes from.
Yeah.
Is that like they find the easy way out and blame others, and they have resentment. I had that problem too. I really did. I really had the problem where I was really blaming on others and not blaming on myself a lot. But like I was eventually, because I was like, as I was like drinking more, I was like, oh my God, I realized I am a piece of shit. And I'm like shivering in my bed and all that, and like sweating at my fucking mind.
That's crazy.
And oh yeah, it was like, I'm talking about like greasy sweat. Wow. Like it was bad. I remember.
Now,
like,
was this while you were drinking, or like after?
I was like literally drinking and trying to get off. I was like, okay, I can get off. And I'm like, no.
When you stopped, did you in the beginning, like, did you have any like would it be like side effects or whatever?
Yes. So I did have when I came in, by the way, I was missing work too. This is how bad it was. I was coming back, and I had to talk to besides from that was like, I worked with them and they were really great.
Yeah.
But like during the time I came back and I was sweating, and I can barely, I had to, in my job, I had to write names and all that. And I was like scribbling names, like my hands were shaking. I was writing, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
Because
that doesn't make it easy to quit either,
No, it was just making.
You have to fight through that.
Yeah, I had to fight through that, and I was trying to eat more like protein and trying to like eat more food, because I was just eating just bad shit.
Yeah.
I was just eating bad. I was barely eating too at that point. And it was just like, it was hard, and I couldn't sleep. I was having like nightmares at one point. I was thinking like a lot of like things. At one point I thought I had hallucinations, because I was like, and also I was like and there was another side effect. I was like hearing things. I was sleeping. I was trying to sleep. I hear like a knock, and I was like, oh shit! Like I was like looking around, like freaking out, or I can hear like someone breathing.
What the fuck?
I was like, holy shit! I was so scared. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. Then this is like me trying to get off alcohol. I was like very detoxing myself. I was just trying to get off everything, and eventually later on, and then not to mention, you have the worst shits ever. It's like it's bad. It's like bad.
So how long did that stuff last?
That lasts about like a month.
Really?
A month. Yeah. It felt like a month to me. It felt like it felt longer, but it was, I want to say it was like about a month.
Wow.
A month for me. Yeah, it was rough, and trying to get back, and then I didn't want people to see me. Right. I didn't want no one to see, like I had my coworkers, I would go the other way to leave, and I would just not see them. And I didn't shave my face. I was like, my face felt greasy on my mustache and my facial hair, and my hair was just out of place. I was like not even shaving my head at that point. I was just leaving it. And but it was at a point where I did want to grow my hair back. So I grew my hair back. So I don't know what. I kind of think the alcoholism, because it made me motivate to like grow my hair back for the first time in 3-4 years.
Wow.
I haven't grown it. I've been shaving it ever since in 2022, and I grew it back in 25.
Wow. Well, when you got here, Carly was like, "Oh my gosh, she's got hair."
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I have hair now. Yeah, and it was a little uncomfortable at first, but like I just didn't want to do. I think it was just me not doing it, and then also like I just felt like, oh, I can just let this grow.
Yeah.
And I just started growing it, and eventually, it was bad.
Well, it looks good, buddy.
Yeah. But like also I was just I already had the hair, and then like it was just it was just a mess. It was a fucking mess for me. So I was just but eventually like it took a while to actually turn things around and get my life back in order, and it did. It was lucky enough. I don't know what it was. I just was trying to keep myself my head forward.
Yeah.
And not to look back and not to get back in that comfortability, because that's where I can easily get myself into. So, yeah, it's rough, but it was good. It was a good discomfort for me.
Mm-hmm. No, dude, it's good.
That from time to time.
Yeah, no, dude, you need that discomfort. I feel like I always had the mentality of like, that's, you know what, I never had a problem with alcohol or drugs. Like those are things that just never got a hold of me for whatever reason. But I always wanted to, whatever I was going through, I always wanted to push through with my own steam, basically, right? Just like get through with it, like just feel the hurt, feel whatever I'm going through, feel, just kind of be in the moment, be locked in, and then figure out a solution out of it. And I've always wanted to feel it. I never wanted to numb it out, because I felt that, I think that's where all the greatest lessons are. Is when you're like in that discomfort.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bringing it back to jiu-jitsu, because jiu-jitsu most of the time, well, for me, even though I'm a big guy, I end up on the ground. So there's always somebody on top putting all sorts of crazy pressure. I mean, my face is being squished. I can't almost not breathe. Like, it's just, you want to give up. And then all of a sudden, like, the bell goes off and like you survive and you're like,
I think the fact that you're getting your ass kicked every time, I was like, oh, okay, I can feel this.
That's what it is, dude.
I feel like I know that, like, this is like life to me. This is like life lessons to me.
Yes.
So I felt like I can appreciate that and learn and adapt and make, find out like, okay, I can actually maybe escape from this, or when he's on mount, that person's on mount to me. Mm-hmm. And I just I really had like a very, good, like I just always had a great time doing it. It was just always fun.
Yeah. And like also, like the great Hickson Gracie once said, first off, Hickson is like the greatest of all the Gracies from what even the family members have said. He was like the GOAT.
Is he the one with the thumb, was he the one with the no thumb?
No, he's got all his limbs.
He got all his limbs.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of someone else.
You're talking about Jean-Jacques Machado?
Yeah, Jean-Jacques Machado. See,
that's his cousin.
So he did was he would go, I think, like he didn't have a thumb or something.
Actually, it's a birth defect.
Yes.
Yes.
And he would like easily go through people's like
hands.
Yes.
He learned to adjust.
Were like, what the fuck? How you do that?
Yeah, no, because of his disability, he had to learn how to grip people differently.
Oh wow.
So he kind of developed his own technique. But so yeah, he does jiu-jitsu a little different. But like Hickson was known as the greatest of all the Gracies at one point. And so he said he has a great quote. He said, you have to learn how to get comfortable in hell.
Yes. Yeah. What a great way.
Ain't that great, dude?
Yeah, what a great way. Mm-hmm. You have to be comfortable in hell. Yeah, that's a great way to think about it. Yeah, it's literally a great way to think about it, because you're when you are mount on someone, about whether it's someone that's has skinnier than you or bigger than you, then you're fucked. Like, especially I always get assigned to the people that are bigger than me, because they're, they see me how shape I am. They're like, well, you're gonna go with the bigger dude. I was like, fuck, man. Like, why you have to pick me? Like, why you have to pick the biggest dude around here? They're like just dude, you're no other people like that are skinnier, or they don't want to grapple with you because you're stronger.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man.
Yeah, I've had guys like Dalen just like almost like choking me out, dude. And I'm just like dying, and I'm just like trying to survive the round because I got in a bad position or something. Yeah. And these guys are on top of me, putting all this crazy pressure, or they got my back, and they're trying to like sink in a rear naked choke, and I'm just trying to survive, dude. And it's like it's the closest you'll ever be to hell, because you're just like. Yeah. And I'm just trying to stay relaxed, even though like I know he's close to getting me, even though I don't know what the time is on the clock. And then when that bell goes off, dude, and it's just like this release and everything just stops and you survived.
I remember laying on the mat like after the third time doing it, and I was just like trying to take everything in. I'm like, oh, holy shit. Then like it's just like it's so weird because you look like you just got like a good orgasm or something. You're just like oh, you are, and you're just sweating. You're like, oh god. Yes. And this is when I had hair. I'm like, oh shit. And then the coach is like, are you all right? I'm like, I'm good. I feel good. And I'm just like, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Come on. It's the third round. I got stamina.
Yeah, switch partners. When you hear that, you're like, oh, here we go.
Can I ask you something though? Because I don't. You can cut this out if you have to. But it's just about jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Have you ever grappled with a midget?
A little person?
Okay, I did not expect that one, but that is perfect.
Can I tell you a story?
Yeah, please do.
Because I did.
You grapple with a little person? They grappled with you.
So I grappled. So there's this. So we have people that are all shapes and sizes, and even one kid that's like skinnier, and he's like barely graduated in high school, skinny kid, but he was like very complicated. He was telling me like, "Can you not stick your foot out like that?" He was just like very complicated. Oh, there's this one guy that comes in, always comes into this is when I was going to the UFC gym, so they have classes for BJJ, and I went. So I always see that guy, the dwarf.
Yes, dwarf or little person.
Dwarf or little person over there working out. Yes. He's in great shape. He's in great amount. He's like very strong. So at least I think he is. He's like very in shape. So one time he came in for the class.
Can you show us how tall he is?
He's about right here.
No.
Right.
So he's like waist level.
He's about like
he's little.
Close to 4 feet.
Wow.
And so I say 4 feet. But like anyway, he came in and I was like, oh cool. Like I didn't know him, you would come into class. I didn't think of anything different. I was just like, cool. This guy comes in, and then there's always new members that come in too.
Yeah.
So we do live rounds. They're 6 minutes.
Shit.
And some of them, we did one thing where we would escape. Like we would do like a situation. Mm-hmm. So we would get in a position and we would try to escape. So we all got turns from everybody. I did everybody I can. And then the coach sees me and he goes, "You're going to grapple with him." And I was like, okay. And I tried my best. I was like, how can I do this without offending him?
Yes.
And then
or hurting him
in any way. So we got into the position, and I was gently trying to like get him on, trying to like grapple around with him. We were just going very slow. And then all of a sudden he was feeling good about it. And then all of a sudden he starts rapidly going around trying to choke me. And then he got me right behind me. And then he starts getting me to an arm bar. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, fuck no. I ain't letting this motherfucking dwarf getting me.
Why does this remind me of Austin Powers with Mini-Me?
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, hell no. Then I went around and I was trying to grapple him too. I'm like, how do I do this? So I was, how do you get into an arm bar? You're supposed to do like a 6 and a 12 standpoint. I was doing a 9 to 5. So I was doing all my forearm right here. So I was like going like this to him. And he was like, I was doing gently. I was like, I am gently trying to choke you. Yeah. And then, so all of a sudden he grabs. So all of a sudden we're grappling on each other back and forth. and all of a sudden he gets me to, I'm right in front, like my arms are out, sticking out, and then his head is right here, but his whole his whole arms was like choking my whole neck, and his whole leg was on my arm, and I was like, holy shit, what do I do? And I was like, wait, and there was a whole room forward. I was like, what if I just roll forward and he can immediately get off? He was basically in a cross. So it was a cross. Because the freaking, when he got into that, and then the coach was like, oh shit, he got him in a cross. And then, so I was like, fuck. I was like, all right, if I roll forward, he'll get off. I roll forward.
Oh, no. Wait, is everyone watching you? Just
everyone's
you?
Watching. Basically, everyone's watching me. And then they're like, and then I roll forward, and I landed, and he still is on me. And I was like, there's no fucking way. And then my coach was like, what the fuck was that? And then I was like, what? I was like, I don't know. I was just trying to get him off of me. And then immediately I tapped. I was like, I can't do that with you anymore, dude. I was like, no.
Dude,
I was like, no more.
You just got up and started spinning in a circle with him.
Yeah,
his little legs.
Literally, I was at that point. I was like spinning him around, and I was like, I even at one point he was grabbing onto me, and I was like, I got up, and he was hanging on. He was hanging on like a fucking kid, like hanging on to a tree. I was like, oh fuck no! So I went on the ground and then did that. I was like, fuck. I'm like, I tapped out. I couldn't do it. I shook his hand. I said, like, dude, you're fucking cool, man. You're awesome. And I was like, much respect to you. I was like, God dang it. But like, I felt so like I later on was like, I couldn't believe I grappled with a midget.
Oh my gosh, dude! I think we found your new running partner.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
He is now my assistant. Yeah, he's now my assistant. No. Paul Virgo, you're being replaced. So sorry.
That'd be amazing, dude.
Yeah, it was funny though. It was really fun. But I was like, fuck. I was like, I'm trying not to try not to make it so offensive or anything. I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah,
but it was fun. But anyway, jiu-jitsu's great. It's great.
It's fun, right?
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. But you meet everyone, all shapes and sizes. You know.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. I try not to pick on his own side. I was like, go deal with someone else. I was like, go do your thing. So
they call it the gentle art.
Yeah, the gentle art. Yeah, that's a great way to put it too. Gentle art. Yeah. Anyway.
Good stuff,
yeah,
dude.
Good stuff. Good shit.
Dude, so
you guys want to keep on talking about stuff?
Speaking of stories. And now, Ghost Stories with the Dope Boys.
You know, I was thinking of too when I was like, because I listened to your guys' podcast.
Thank you.
And then, so there was you know that one track on at CS at the Gauntlet. It's from Eyes Wide Shut.
Or
Do you know that song? So when they go like that little rambling humming sound. So that track, do you know where that track's from? That scene? That's where the scene when Tom Cruise goes down to that sex dungeon.
Yes, he has the mask on and everything.
Has the masquerade. It's a masquerade dungeon. He goes into this like sex dungeon, and he goes in and everyone's basically having sex, and they're doing this like cult ritual.
Yeah,
I was like, and I walked in, I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, like why are they doing that? Anyway, I thought that would be a cool challenge. It was cool.
That's a great transition.
We're gonna change it.
That'll be a cool
After
thing.
this one, we're changing it.
Yeah, changing it now. That'll be a
that's
good
what
thing.
we'll be telling sex stories.
Sex stories. I was once
Sex stories with the demons.
I was once in a sex dungeon at Fullerton downtown, right underneath the hopscotch.
True story.
True story.
So, Lucio, do you have any like ghost stories? Anything paranormal that happened to you, or just weird, or heard of any great stories?
I never had any like really horrifying stories. I think I'm more of like
Do you believe in that stuff?
I do believe in that because that shit's scary. Because I have Ross that comes on my podcast, and he tells me his stories.
Ross H.O.V. Keith,
and
fingers,
and then he tells me his story, and I'm going like, dude, I cannot top that.
And he's got proof. He's got pictures, dude.
He showed me the picture one
videos.
Time. The one time he went down to this like the bottom of the when he worked at Queen Mary, he went down in the Queen Mary ship,
the bow of the ship,
and then he went in to like with a flashlight with his like coworker during the time, and then I don't remember. I'm butchering the story, so forgive me. But like he went in and then he heard a voice saying "Get out."
Oh,
he was like, "Get out!" And then he ran up, and then but like he heard like a bang too, and then he found like a camera like on his security footage of a person's face.
Yes,
like a white face of like he showed me the picture. I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah, fuck, like smiling that. Or something. Yes. I think it was that one. Like it was like a demonic looking face smiling.
Oh, I got the chills.
Yeah, it was scary.
Yeah, because it's cool out here.
Fuck. Yeah, and but like me, I really haven't had anything as like, you know, paranormal wise. I remember one time I was at my old house, and it was very dark, and I was a kid, and I walked through the dark. We had this long hallway in my house, and I walked through, and I saw this like light beamed, and I saw like a green hand.
Oh,
and I was like, wait, what the fuck? I had like red nails. I was like, wait, is that my mom? And I was like, what the fuck?
Did you paint your hand too?
I was like, wait, like, mom, are you the witch? And I was like, what? It was during the time I was living with my mom. Well, I was like, what the fuck? And but like, I never had anything like that. Like nothing like that. You know, like as you guys have your guests on that talk about like scary stories.
Yeah.
Nothing really like that, but like I do believe it, and I do think it's like horrifying. I mean, after hearing mounts and mounts of stories of just like people, like especially Ross's stories are just like creepy. I stressed it one time when he told me that the was it the paranormal, like the whatever the spirit came to his house. I don't know if he told you the story. So like he came
the one crawling on his freaking
and the one lady that called. So he was trying to sleep at one time at night. He just got done. Like I don't know what happened, but like he was sleeping one night, and then he saw a lady in the corner with that was just wet, and she was in the corner on top of the corner of his room, and she was standing there.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And she would crawl out, I think, out of his bathroom first, and then start kind of like Spider-Man crawling on his ceiling.
Yeah.
You never heard that, Dylan?
No.
Well, he talks about it all the time on his show.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was creepy.
So basically, he has taken something.
As we're talking about this stuff, the doorbell ringer just fell.
Oh,
by itself.
I'm sorry. Really? It just fell down?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Shit.
Okay, we're not welcoming this stuff here. Just if you're listening, we're just talking about it. We're not welcoming it.
I get choked out. I'm like,
You see the fucking wet lady coming out?
It's a midget. I'm like, shit.
Oh, my
She's like, you grappled me.
You grappled me, you son of a bitch.
I
won, you motherfucker.
No, so I have my family's.
You have a lot more than I expected, because when I was hearing yours, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I've experienced a lot of stuff.
Dylan has a lot.
There's a lot of stuff that I don't remember too. Like, cause at my grandma's house, I felt was haunted. I still get a weird feeling there, but.
The Hulk Hogan mask. I forgot about that.
No, it was the Hulk mask.
The Hulk mask.
Yeah, the Hulk mask. Not brother.
It's the other one.
But I have so my family is their like friend, I guess. They had just had a baby. And, they brought it home, and I don't remember if it was a boy or a girl. It might have been a girl. Let's say it was a girl. So the first, few days of them having the baby at home, like every night at 3-something in the morning, it would stop breathing.
The baby would stop breathing?
It would stop breathing. Oh. And so they kept taking it to the hospital and doing all these tests, and they couldn't figure out, everything was fine with the baby. She was healthy.
Yeah.
And So they just couldn't figure out. But so, you know, they even kept her overnight and to see. And sure enough, 3 a.m, the baby stopped breathing for however long it was.
Yeah.
So, you know, they couldn't figure out what the fuck was wrong with this baby. So sent her home. And it kept happening every night, you know, same time, same exact time every night.
Yeah.
They would just stop breathing. The heart would stop beating, whatever the fuck. And so, you know, the mom woke up one of these nights and it was probably like a month of this happening. And she walked in the room and, she went to check on the baby and she thought she saw something. I think she might have taken a picture of the baby or something like that.
Yeah.
And she looked at the picture and she's like, what the fuck? And so she went over there and started messing with the sheets and she moved the baby, whatever, and the baby's not breathing at this time. So she went back and took the picture again, saw it again, went back, moved the sheets around again, fixed them up and whatever, propped the baby against a pillow or whatever. Took a picture again. Kid you not, I saw this picture. Dude, it's the baby and next to the baby is the baby.
Oh, hell no.
So there was the baby physical form and the baby the spirit form.
No.
Dude, so at 3 a.m, every day, every night,
Damn it, Dalen.
the baby's spirit, I guess, if you believe that, would move outside of the body, and that's why the baby stopped breathing.
What?
Every morning.
That's
I don't know what happened after that, right? But I saw the fucking picture of it, dude.
Yeah.
Craziest shit ever.
Wow.
Yikes.
Dude.
Like, what do you do? You know?
I mean, what do you do?
What do you think do they think something was causing it to stop breathing? Or it was just like, did the baby have a condition maybe or something?
I don't know. I mean, it could have been fucking anything, you know, could have been the baby doing, what is it called when you leave your body?
Out of body experience?
Yeah, but like, isn't there like an astral projecting or something like that? Is that what it's called?
Like Doctor Strange?
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah,
in another multiverse.
Yeah, I like how you bring up Marvel with like dark spirits.
Couldn't help it.
Yeah, it's like, what do you watch the race or which one was like the universe, Master of the Universe or something like that?
He-Man?
Oh wait, no, sorry. Whoa.
Yeah, don't get him started about that.
Don't get me started, Lucio.
Oh, you want to talk about that? Anyway, yeah, we were. That's creepy, dude.
I got a.
But like,
one.
it was like, but the one with when Peter Parker was part of it, something like that. I don't know. I watched it. It was like when he like goes in, he meets Charles Xavier and all that.
Was it the latest Spider-Man movie where all the Spider-Men meet up?
I think so, but like it was like when like he becomes evil Doctor Strange or demon Doctor Strange.
Oh, it was like that Halloween one or something.
Yeah.
Halloween
Sam
special.
Raimi directed. Yes.
Yeah, Captain America was like a zombie or something like that, or dead.
Oh, the animated one?
No, it was not What If or not Marvel Zombies. It was something else, but like it was something like I forgot the name of it. It was something with the universe or something like that. Sorry, people are probably gonna yell about it. They're like,
they're yelling at it. They're yelling at you right now, Lucio.
This movie. Ed Cobb's yelling at me about it. Yeah, Ed Cobb always freaking yells at me about like. Well, he critiques my shows. He's my only critiquer. He tells me it's like he secretly messages me. You know Ed Cobb, of course. Yeah. So yes. he secretly messaged me. He goes like,
I don't know him personally, but
he goes, hey, I would like to talk about episode 52. I was like, what'd you like to talk about? He goes like, the way you said Blue Bayou, and he was just correcting me about like how Blue Bayou was this. I was like, or it's actually Blood Bayou. I was like, oh shit, man. My bad. I'm like, all right. Anyway, yeah, I don't have anything like, I know I didn't bring anything like crazy like that, but
I think your story with the green hand, I think that qualifies.
Perfect.
Yeah, that qualifies.
Yeah,
qualifies. But
you
like,
said you have a Dario?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who would you have?
So I was living in Rolling Heights with my sister and her husband and her kids, and I have 2 younger nephews, both boys. One of them was Isaac, one of them was Michael. And Isaac, him and I we're on the couch. They had an upstairs. So we were downstairs in the, big house, big living room. We're playing, like, I'm on the couch and he's kind of like standing there, just like he's got showing me his toys and stuff, right? I think he was like 6, 7. So I know. That wasn't intentional.
For sure was.
Yeah. So he's staring at me, right? And then all of a sudden, I feel like something, I don't know, I just felt like looking up, right? Because I saw him for a second. He's paused and he just looked up. So as soon as he looked up, I go like this. And I swear, dude, it looked like something moved really fast. Like as soon as I looked up, it moved really fast. And I look up like that, right? And then I look back down at my nephew and he goes, Monter.
Oh, Monter.
Monster.
Uh-huh.
He didn't know how to say monster. He said Monter. Oh, dude, I got the freaking chills, dude. And then later we found out, because obviously we everybody does not talk about it until they finally move out of the house.
Right.
And then all of a sudden my sister was telling me stories about how the toys would go off on their own, like the toy bin. You know, obviously they're in the toy bin, but there were certain toys that would like have sensors so they'd go off when they were triggered.
Yeah.
And they would randomly go off. And she claims that one of them would go off and didn't have batteries. So, yeah, there was something in that house. And that was my ghost story.
Damn.
Have you seen, there's a picture at Haunt. I don't know when it was, but it was when it was Trick or Treat, I believe. Mm-hmm. Something. It was a maze like way, years and years ago. And they took like a group picture backstage in that area.
At Trick or Treat?
Yeah, and like their break room, whatever it was. Yeah. And in the picture, you can see like orbs all around in the picture. And if you zoom in to these orbs, there's faces in them.
Oh.
Yeah. Jeez.
You've never seen that picture?
No.
Oh, dude, that thing is fucking scary.
Yeah,
I have it somewhere on my phone.
You want to talk about like haunt stories?
Where did you find that?
I think someone, back in the days when we had like, well, we still kind of do, but we have the, the maze group chat or whatever.
Oh.
And like, someone had posted it in there or something.
Yeah, the one I've heard so much, like there's glorified of like bunch of like horror stories that like haunt stories that at Knott's.
I've seen an actual person that wasn't there. I mean, I've told it before, but when I was working in dark entities, I saw a woman turn around the corner and I went to scare and she was gone.
A redhead, right?
Redhead, blue jacket. Yeah.
Oh my God, I saw. I kept on hearing stories like simple ones, like when they went back, like one of the bandits went backstage and then they saw a light flicker, or a door was like the doorbell was like kept on like knocking back and forth. And
yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. First year of trap, we had a little boy in there running around. And I didn't want to see him, dude. Yeah,
because there's a little boy that haunts the factory store and like that whole area, the arcade and all that. And they used to have back in the day, they used to have laser tag there. Mm-hmm. And every time I would go, it would just be me and my two cousins. And every time I would go in there and we'd be playing, I always felt something was there.
Yep.
It always didn't feel right as a kid. And I hated being in there. I hated doing it. And years later, come to find out, there's a little boy that haunts there. And I've heard so many stories. I mean, working in the factory store, closing that fucking store, and that little motherfucker's running around, I think.
I'll be freaking soaking myself with sage right now. I'll be putting that everywhere. I'm like, get the fuck out right now. I need y'all to leave. Yeah. You know what? The one thing I've been hearing lately, because I work at Disney, I work at Pixar Place Hotel. I've been hearing ghost stories about at each of the hotels. So one time I went, so this was a while back when I was working at the Grand California Hotel for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And we went to one of the suites. So sometimes like when it's slow, the lead will or the manager will give us a tour of like the whole, the suites, because we never get to see them. And they're wildly expensive. Yeah. So we, especially at the Grand. So we went to the Grand. We went to this one called the Artesian Suite, or I think it's called the Arcadian Suite. I think. We went there, and then the lead during the time he goes up, and he stops us right in front of the door. He goes, "Just to let you know that we have a spirit here named Ron, and so we're gonna knock on the door before we go in and say hello, Ron." And I did not know. I wasn't expecting him to say this at all.
Oh man!
I was expecting no ghosts in there at all. And he knocks on the door and he goes like, "Hello, Ron." I'm about to come in. And I was like, fuck. I was like, I did not want to go in there.
Goodbye, Ron.
Like, goodbye. Then literally when we got in, it was nice. It was like a cabin-sized place, beautiful. And by the way, $15,000 a night. But like, and we walked around like a freaking beautiful, and we walked out, and then our lead was like, all right, make sure you guys say goodbye to Ron, and we're like, goodbye, Ron. Goodbye, Ron. But the other ones I've heard was at the Disneyland Hotel. Which one? So the owner's wife, Bonita, was so there's a suite on the 15th floor, I think. I don't know don't know which floor. It might be on the 15th floor, but it was somewhere around there. But like, it was one of the suites that was hers. So there is this chair that she sat on every time. And so some of the front desk people go in there to kind of get evaluation, or some of the leads will go in there to check on the place. So I had one cast member that works with me. He's a front desk associate, and he told me like, oh yeah, so I went over there one time and I would see Bonita's chair. And sometimes Bonita's chair will move. Move back and forth. We'll just like do like a slow move. Then one day, I don't know, he's like, I don't know what happened. I don't know how pissed off Bonita got, but that chair moved so fast to the wall. No. And then he goes, oh shit, Bonita's mad, so we got to walk out. And then he walked out. And then things like that, like I heard like because we're Pixar Place Hotel is even though we're the smallest amount of rooms, we're the tallest building. So on the 15th floor. So so one night, one of the, I think it was a housekeeping person, associate, or a front desk person, but was walking one night in the hallway on the 15th floor and heard steps on top of the ceiling, running, just vigorous speed steps. I was like, oh.
See, that's the one thing that ghost stuff like that doesn't really scare me, but it's when when you hear, like, if you ever watch Paranormal Activity, and you hear like the fucking doom, 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 and it gets louder and louder.
You want to talk about
that
fucking okay? I watched. My God, okay. So it was during a time when I was like binge drinking.
Oh god,
I was binge drinking during a time, and I was watching. I was like starting, like I watch. Every time I binge drink, I was trying to black out. I'm like, I want to watch the extended cut of The Exorcist.
Oh fuck!
And it's one of my favorite fucking movies. I watched to this day. I'm like, I sit there. I'm like shaking in anxiety. But I still watch it to this day. When I'm like sober, I watch it. And I'm like, holy shit, dude. I'm like, what am I thinking? But like, I think it's a great movie. But so I was. Especially when the scene when Father Marin goes in and she yells out, Marin!
Oh hell no!
And a lot of like the rough stuff, like when she's on the bed and she's like, rah, rah, rah. Like that part, I get scared by it. I'm like, it kind of like in a way excites me because I used to do that when I was in because I did that when I was in Hostel. Well, I was playing Hostel. I would sit down. I was like, just like breathing roughly. But it was one of my favorite movies. Anyway, the Paranormal was like, it's creepy as fuck. Like the second one terrified me the most.
Really?
Yeah, that one. The first one scared me, of course, because like, I mean, obviously it's like very quiet and then you hear footsteps like coming along the way. But the last scene at the Paranormal Activity 2 was the creepiest, when she like goes behind the dad on the couch, snaps his neck.
Yes.
And then
and it ties into the first one.
Oh god.
I thought it was
creepy as fuck.
I thought the creepiest one was the third one when they were children.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was creepy too.
I thought that was a good
when,
one.
like the freaking stuff just like splatter everywhere.
They do the Bloody Mary and shit.
Yeah. Oh.
Have you ever done that?
No.
Yeah. Okay. We used to do that all the time as a
went
kid.
Through the maze, but you know.
We used to do it all the time as a kid, and we'd always like. There was this one kid that we didn't really like because at my apartment that we lived in as a kid, like there was a whole group of us. You know, there was like probably like 8 kids, and we're all friends. But there was this one kid. He was kind of like You're just annoying, you know. You're just one of those kids that, you know, you kind of got picked on, and
kind of like a rookie at freaking Haunt.
Yeah,
Hey, Lucio,
smacked him on the head without the red hat.
I'm like, hey, dude, go smack. You know,
so we'd always
don't sit there.
Don't sit there. You can't sit there, bud.
We'd always use his house to do the Bloody Mary, and so we'd go in there, and you know, as little kids, and just fucking close the door in the bathroom and fucking say whatever you're supposed to do. And
oh god,
I swear to God, dude, one time I was the last one out, and I felt like I got scratched.
Oh, there you go.
I felt like I got scratched, and I was the last one in there.
You welcome it in, and
Hey,
here comes.
Way in hell.
Yeah.
Am I fucking going near that? I'm like, nah.
Nope.
Yeah,
Nope.
it wasn't my idea, by the way.
Nah.
We're good with that.
It was after the Hulk mask.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, guys. And this concludes the Dope Boyz Podcast. Ghost stories. Ooh,
You guys should do the freaking the scene from Doom. He goes like, "You are my."
So there's some chance.
I love that. I think I did that one time at Carnevil. I was just like going up to someone. I was like, "You are my." They're like, "What are you saying?"
There's nothing scarier than that,
What are you
dude.
saying, dude? What are you doing? Yeah, sorry.
Brother, thank you so much for coming on to the show,
dude. I'm
dude.
sorry
What an
that we
honor.
didn't get too much into deep stuff. Like,
It's
Part
okay,
two,
dude. You
Yeah.
could always come back, dude. You're always welcome to come back, dude.
I'd
And
love to talk more about like what I'm.
So we'll end this. We'll go get a different outfit, and then we'll start another one.
Yeah, so start another one. Part 2, guys.
Yeah.
Part 2. This is when it'll be at my house because it'll be on my podcast, LS3.
That's
Hell
You
right.
guys are more welcome to come on too because we'll chop it up over there.
Yeah, definitely,
it'll be really,
dude.
really, really fun.
Yeah. Check out Lucio's podcast.
LS3.
Friends, LS3 Podcast.
All
yeah.
on Spotify, Apple, Google. I have old clips from TikTok.
Oh, wow.
So I have old clips from YouTube too. You can watch those there. Yeah, we're on episode 85.
Damn.
Now we're gonna go on episode. I have 2 more coming. Also, we have we're doing a draft now. We're doing the draft thing. So basically the draft is really coordinated by my friend Aaron Frame, a former scare actor.
I finally met him last year.
You did?
Yeah, I think during what was it? I don't know, but it was like he was wearing like a "I Love Jesus" shirt, and I go, "Hey, dude, me too."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, thanks." But I think he thought I was playing around, but I was serious. I was like, "I love Jesus too," and he's like, "All right, right on, brother."
Yeah, he's an awesome dude.
Yeah.
Love that guy. He was like the first. Like I met him in 2013. You remember one time he dropped me off at my house at the last day when I was a rookie, and he told me that I was gonna do great things at Haunt. And then,
He was right, dude.
yeah, he
For
really
sure,
believed me,
dude.
yeah, ever since, I was like, dude, that's the one guy that ever told me, like, you know, like I'll give you a little short story. You know, when 2021, when I was at one point where I wanted to like not come back to Haunt.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, I'm just gonna take a break. I just don't want to come back. And then it was kind of like the height still a pandemic too. So we're just like I was very unsure.
Yes.
I'm going through a lot of personal stuff in my life, and then he told me like, hey, I'm gonna do one more year. I'm moving to Tennessee, and so I was like, oh, that's cool. Like I remember him talking to me about this at a parking lot at the Buena Park Mall, at the parking lot area.
Yeah.
There was no one there. It was just me. Yeah, no one there. It was just me, Aaron, Angela, and Adam, Merrick. We were all
Small dude.
Yeah, that we
Like, okay.
that we all did just talked, and then Aaron was telling me that like, hey, I'm coming back. Like I want to rally up like all the gang and just go do one more year. And I was telling him like, I don't know, dude. I'm really not sure. Like I'm kind of just at a point where I just want to like take a break, or I just don't want to come back. And he goes, brother, I was like, I know you, and I know that you have unfinished business at Haunt. And I was like, you son of a bitch. I'm like, how is he fucking right? And I'm like, and then he ended up being right. And I went up to him. I was like, how are you so fucking right? I'm like, how are you? I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, I love you so much, but fuck, man. Like you knew about it. And he was like, I know about you. And then he really believes me from like as like a friend and as a haunt monster. Like he really knows that. Like I have the mentality of sitting as him. But yeah, anyway, but like he's been doing these drafts. Like he brought the idea. He was like, I want to do a draft, and then we'll basically we pick up each and every we pick up a category. So our first one was haunt monsters. So we will draft, like we'll do 3-4 rounds of that. I think we did the first one. I think it was like 4 rounds, and we would just like draft people that we thought we want to put as a draft as like haunt monsters, and we did really good. It was really fun, and a lot of people, like I got quite a bit of people asking me like, when is the next draft?
That's cool.
Because I did that. We did that one. We did the maze one. I brought in the first one was me, Aaron, and Vi. We did the first one, and then we brought back the same group, but we added our friend James Bissell. He used to scare back in like 2015 and 16. Great dude. I love that guy. And then we did that. We did the mazes, and we brought like his other friend named Alex. So we did like a whole huge, like we did like 5 people. Wow. We did like a 4-round draft of like mazes. And that was rough too, because I barely, like, I knew mazes, but like I'm like, Aaron is like very historian about like mazes. So you can go deep down into like early 2000s. Nice. And he can remember anything, all this stuff. So we did that, and then so it just kept on going. Like we brought in Wyatt recently. Wyatt Roman was just like it was a hard person to bring in. We always want to bring him in, and people have been asking me, when's Wyatt Roman coming in? Wyatt Roman is like this, a pioneer of YouTubing. Like he was the guy that he's not Scary Farm Ruler 13. He made those YouTube videos when he was a kid, and then he loved haunt as much as all we do. And he did it in 2015 to 21, and it was just he has a great life. But like we brought him, but he's so busy. We would just always try to bring him on, but he's working. He's a VIP tour at Disney, so he's like he has he's stacked. So we finally brought him on. We did a haunt trivia. We did a draft of monsters that never won Monster of the Year awards. So we did that. So we're doing another one. I guess I can give you a little preview if it does come into it does work. We recently talked about it. We're gonna do sliders, and one of the players are gonna be on there is Gary Spaz.
Oh, so nice.
Gary Spaz is going to be on there. He more likely will be on there, and then he, I think, we're going to have someone from like a Jeff Starr, somebody that is well known for the multiple generations that can like be the judge, because we do have a judge at the end. The judges were like every time it was like I think it was Ed Cobb. It was Ed Cobb twice. And then the third time was the last time was Gary Spaz. Wow. So but it's we're trying
heavy hitters.
Yeah, heavy hitters. We're trying to bring this on really well, and the trivia was really fun to do. So we want to do that again. But yeah, anyway, I'm keep on going. I'm still bringing on people. I'm having a great time with them. Just keep on creating content. That's what you guys do. Yeah. I think that's what we all need to do. I think that's what you guys do. I'm very glad you guys do freaking video cameras now. I mean, I should be at that point of doing it. I don't know where I'm not, but and it was the same thing with Ross. Like Ross look at each other. We're like, oh shit, dude, we should do video too, because like he has about like close to the same amount as I do. I think if I'm correct, but. Yeah, all those on my link tree, RUFFEO4. You click that link tree and brings up all the episodes on each platform.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's all there, all on audio for now. Sorry, it won't be on this. You won't see my face. You won't see
not yet.
Yeah, and then yeah, but other than that, yeah. But thank you guys. I'm glad that I met you finally. I finally got to talk to you. I know, and I always see you, and I always have this like interaction. I'm like, does this guy fucking hate me or something?
No, man.
Like I see every time I see him.
I thought the same thing.
I'm like looking at you.
When I met him,
I'm like, is this every time I was at Midway? You were watching me. You were seeing me. You're like,
yeah. What were you staring at him doing?
Smile. He would see me every time. He'll smile like this. I was like, bitch, why you smile at me, motherfucker? I was like,
because I'm in character.
Like, and then then
that means he likes you.
Yeah, then like not even in character, but like it was like when you were a guest one time, you were looking at me like smiling, like this motherfucker, like what are you doing? I'm like, what's this guy trying to do? I'm like,
I'm admiring your work, man.
Yes, I think you were.
That's
my favorite clown of all time.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that.
I mean it too.
Yeah,
same, brother. Come on, hey.
I'm sorry, dude.
No,
I let John Dario and freaking. How dare you? I had to rub his arm like Lindsay. Like John Dario.
Oh, she says hi,
jealous.
dude. She wish she could be here, dude.
Lindsay. I love Brad. Brad, man, I fucking love you, dog.
Oh,
You're
dude.
Great.
Didn't you get him on the creatine?
Both love you.
Yes, I got him on the creatine.
Have you seen his freaking arms?
Yes, I felt like I was a bad influence on the creatine because I told him.
Well, he got me on the creatine because of you.
Oh yeah,
he got me on the creatine too.
He saw me at Haunt last year, and he was like, looks at me, he goes, "I'm on creatine." I was like, "Oh no, don't do it."
Yeah.
I'm like, how much creatine? I told him like, cool, like how much? I'm like, are you taking 5 milligrams? He's like, no, I'm taking 10. I'm like, no, don't.
Oh, he did it, dude. He really did it.
I'm like, are you look ripped? I'm like, you look ripped.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah, but like creatine's great. I've recommended it during Haunt. If you,
I gotta start it again.
If you ever want to like, have fast, muscle, it's great for muscles. Muscle work and
hydration too, right?
Hydration,
yeah.
And it's great for cognitive function. So if you ever want to feel like you're not stupid out there on the streets, and feel a lot smaller and have a lot more dialogue, and I know you're laughing because a lot of people are like that these days. Those fucking dorks. But like, if you want to feel like that, do that, and then also take NeuroGum. That's
pretty good.
I also take these ultra pouches. These are they're ultra pouches.
Where'd you get the NeuroGum from, by the way?
I got it from online. So I was. I
know it's hard to find sometimes.
So the first person I ever saw it from was just from a professor named Andrew Huberman. Andrew Huberman was talking about. He was talking about on his sponsors. Like he was doing a show and his sponsor was NeuroGum, and he told me he was talking about it, how like details about it, just like how it's L-theanine for relaxation and focus, and has like just energy and focus, and it's better than all other caffeines, and it's natural caffeine, has 0 sugar. So it's like, and I was like, oh, I gotta try this. In the beginning, I was feeling off by it, but then I gave it a chance this year, and I felt I was a lot. I mean, as you can tell, I'm fucking rambling.
But what's the do you remember the website you got it from? Because I know there's like a lot of fakes out there.
You can get it at Walmart.
Oh, okay.
You can get that same packet. It's like $8.
Oh, wow.
But you can buy online. I think it's like $20. Damn. Yeah, but there's like a pack. I think it's like a freaking of that same whatever that amount I gave you.
Yes.
It was about. I think you get like a 6-pack.
Yes.
Excuse me, and you get that for like probably $20. But I got the 3-pack, and that was like $8.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really worth it. It's really worth it if I ever need to use it before like a podcast or before anything. I reckon I use this during Haunt too, and especially the ultra pouches. Those are neuro.
Yeah, because I usually just chew gum, regular gum.
These are really helpful. They also have gums that are like that help you relax. They're relaxation gums. So they're just before you go to bed. You can chew gum before you go to bed, and just don't chew it while you're sleeping. Yeah, or you choke out.
Yeah, or swallow.
For sure.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Thank you, brother. Love you, man. Thank you so much, dude.
I love you so much, guys. You
folks. Yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm really glad that you guys are doing this podcast, and you guys are gonna do good things, and hope you guys keep on doing it.
Yeah.
You guys took a long break. I know breaks are really much needed. I mean, I remember taking my long breaks too from my podcast, but it's needed.
Yeah.
It's needed, and also, but once you come back in full force, baby.
Yep,
that's right.
Full force. Yeah.
Next is your podcast.
Yes, my podcast. Whenever you guys want to, let me know. I'll definitely get you guys on.
We'll do it.
Yes. Thank you, brother. All right, folks. Don't forget to subscribe, like the Dope Boyz Podcast
and the LS3 Podcast.
That's right. On YouTube for us, Spotify, Apple. Did we miss anything?
Apple.
That's out.
Apple, Spotify, and YouTube.
That's right. And then Lucio's on Spotify.
Spotify, Apple, Google. That's it.
Awesome, guys. All right, folks. Peace out.
Hey guys, peace. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening to our episode. If you enjoyed what you heard and you would like to stay updated on all the new episodes, give us a like, a follow, or subscribe and follow us on Instagram at the Dope Boyz _podcast. Turn on our notifications so you won't miss an episode, as a new one drops every other Wednesday. So be ready, be dope. Dope Boyz are in the building.